Yeah.
It also depends on whether or not you don't lie to one of your players when it's his first time on the
Technically, I can't lie if I did not share any You didn't ask for anything, so I did not lie because I didn't tell you anything.
That's lying by omission, Roach.
No. I did not give false or positive information.
You literally just didn't sit there and say you are picking the worst class.
That is subjective. I think Rangers are actually pretty good. That's Mike's
I'm not going to go down this road again.
No, I think they're good.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it.
The revised version is a lot better. I will say that.
So, we're live, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been back, and we kind of ended off in the middle of not really a cliffhanger. We in the middle of working out some issues.
We still have issues.
In-game issues. In-character issues. You lot. I'll just do the read.
Screen still up, Rival.
Oh, what?
YouTube
That was
or
weird.
Twitch, Midge?
Is it
That was
Twitch or
YouTube.
YouTube? Yeah, YouTube's 25 seconds behind.
Yeah, YouTube is rubbish.
Ah, odd. Okay.
They have a buffer that holds
it's
it.
on now.
Yeah,
holds it
YouTube
25
does
seconds
that.
before it does it. Twitch is like 5-6 seconds, but YouTube is literally like 25 seconds behind.
Yeah.
Seriously,
So-
the amount of times when I've been streaming to both, and we've been going, is it going to go live? Is it going to go live? Oh, thank God.
So last time last time we played, you lot went through a lot of things. You captured a enemy combatant. You found out some information through some interrogation from that enemy combatant. You then began to. You also had, for one of you, a word with your god. As well as some revelations about various things in the world. If you remember those revelations, because it was technically nothing was told to you. You made connections on your own. But we ended off with you all trying to figure out what your next move was.
No, we're going Paramin. We knew that.
Well, from Paramin, you know you're going to Paramin. You're gonna you need to figure out one, what you're doing with Sala.
No, we decided that as well.
Yeah, she's coming with us somewhere.
Maybe that sickness threw me off more than I thought.
Roach,
Tell me
down.
what happens.
She's travelling with us until we get to Paramin, so that she can get out of here. That was part of the deal with her, because she would go free if she answered our questions. She answered our questions. She answered truthfully, so we're escorting her to Paramin, where she will be free to do whatever she likes.
And we are teleporting whilst
yes,
the
mercenaries are taking our
taking
stuff, which is why we're going to need to pay them.
The rest of the cash plus some extra to get our horses and stuff to Paramin.
Because they were going there anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you will have to stay in Paramin, or be near Paramin for a period of time to get the items that you're not taking with you on your person and your mounts, etc. But you do have a way out of the Citadel to Paramin that you've been informed about. That the formerly living druid had prepared it as a means of escape, which she did not apparently get to use in her final moments.
Yeah. So that's Mog's next job.
And Sala and Sesh are about to go to Sala's quarters because she wanted to pick up some stuff.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well. So, and I think the rest of the group you were hashing out a price or a deal with the mercenaries in the courtyard for escorting all the goods back, and paying them their other amount that they're owed. But and by the way, when we went over the gold amount, that was not what is inside of the group fund, because there's another 1,400 gold pieces inside the group fund, as well as 30 platinum pieces and some Illyrium, etc. Though I believe you said that most of that's going to be the foreign coins.
Yeah, that's the foreign coins.
From Solid's people. So whether or not you want to spend that stuff to you. But while you're all kind of hashing out prices and etc. with the leader of your little mercenary group, which it's been so long I gotta get all my notes to shit.
It's been 74 years.
Elred. Yes, Elred. Talking with Elred. Sala and Sesh head up the stairs of the main tower to one of the side rooms, like fairly nondescript towards the upper part of the towers. It doesn't take you too long to do it. You know the way up, and everything's pretty well cleared at this point, or marked out clearly with like bright chalk from the mercenary group when they pass by certain things. But when do you enter with her? Because she goes into like it's spiral staircase. She goes into one of the side rooms, kind of in the upper floors, like near the like major area where the troops were camped out at.
Mm.
But she goes into like
I'll walk in, but I'll be as polite as possible. Like if she wants a bit of privacy for whatever reason.
Right. You see a fairly Spartan little area. There is a bed that looks to be like a stone base, but then there's a little sleeping mat with some various things stacked up to make it more comfortable, like old rags and stuff to kind of give it a little bit more padding underneath the mat. There's a chest and a few like candles and lights inside the room that are all out at this point. But she doesn't really say much because I think at this point as well the spell has worn off on her tongue's spell. So because I think we were nearing the end of that.
Yeah.
During the last session, this amount of time we worked out. She goes to the chest. And you see her open it up. Her body is interdicting your line of sight between there, but you do see her pull out, and you hear like some scraping and moving, and you see a like saddlebag kind of arrangement being put onto the bed, and items are being kind of placed in the two bags, like where are my dice? It's so bad whenever I haven't played for a while. What's those?
It has been 84 years.
It's just been a while.
It is being longer and longer every time Mikey says something.
Yes.
It has been 106 years.
It's starting to sound like an episode of Doctor Who.
Okay.
Possibly.
A
Been
good
2
one or a
billion
bad
years.
Both.
By looking at the governments, I'm guessing it's Moffat.
Fair.
We haven't
You,
started killing each other. It's definitely not Chibnall.
She.
Oh dear.
You see she might be trying to hide some of this from you, or at least some specific items, but you're very perceptive. So
Really?
So her natural 2 did not overcome that. What the hell? No, I just got a pop up in the chat in game. It says Midgeman says custom desktop decal copyright 2015 Smiteworks USA LLC.
Yeah, it says that in all of ours.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Yeah,
Midge
what?
doing? Midge
What's
has hacked the
Midge doing
code.
saying that?
Oh my god.
It does. It says it down the bottom of mine as well.
Yeah,
Midge has
that's
hacked the
weird.
code.
It says it down the bottom of mine as well, which is really weird.
Because you didn't say that. But you see her. She places pretty mundane stuff in there. Like you can see some packed, what look to be rations, that are wrapped fairly tightly, which you can tell by kind of the shape and size. They look like a pretty standard ration pack. It might have even been something that you've seen like in El Hut, your days in El Hut. Like it might have been bought like on a trade city or something. That doesn't seem to like from her own people. Places like a couple of those in there. She has a a bag that she places that makes a sound of kind of like granules or some sort of powder or something like that. It does not hold shape of its own, but drop that in there. And she grabs an object and places it in the bag as well. It is a wooden, looks like a bludgeon from your perspective, like kind of like a hand bludgeon, not made of wood and some sort of metal.
Like a oh, what do they call them? A baton or like a
Nightstick or something
nightstick?
like that.
Yeah.
It has a curve on one end. It has a curve that goes down at one end, and you see.
It's shillelagh.
Make a perception check because it passive perception. If you're wanting to actually kind of
All right.
With, like, a little side-eyed check.
because I'm wearing my shield. So cool.
because you're broken. Okay. You see. To your perspective, it's some sort of bludgeon. She's holding it by the long end. Oddly enough, the handle looks to be like half metal, like a rounded metal, tube, with one end also being partially wood that's wrapped around it, with a couple of bands going down that meshes into the wood of the upper part that curves down or out, with like a decorative head of it that looks to have some sort of inscribed like filigree on a metal cap to it, and there seems to be some sort of metallic features like midway where the metal meets the wood, like some sort of mechanical items on it.
Oh, it's a pistol.
She places that inside of these saddlebags is the last thing, and she ties up both of them and then puts it over her shoulder, and then indicates that she's ready to go because she can't really, because she said something, but you don't understand it. But indicating that she is ready to go.
I open the door.
There is no door on the. There's no doors on these rooms. All the wood has rotted away ages ago.
I step out of the room.
Yeah. And down the stairwells you go again. Outside, while this is all going on, Elred and you lot are trying to hash out a specific price, as he's due the second half, as he says, due the second half of our payment. If it would be, if we're going to be escorting the goods, your items, and the wagons, etc., plus your horses, will be a bigger target to any raiders or marauders on the way. So we'll need payment for that. Because you have been so good to us, I think, and the distance we're having to travel, I think 1,000 gold pieces shouldn't be too out of suit. It's going to be at least a week and a half, depending on the weather, of travel down the. Once we get out of the central wastes and along the coast, it'll be pretty quick, but it'll be a bit. Does that sound fair to you? Generally to the group.
Steeny's in the corner T-posing.
You've killed rivals already.
I killed a man today, just to watch him die.
And now you come to ask me about it 300 years later. Oh dear. Okay, where is my inventory? I need to work out how much gold we got. How much
Is he
are
okay,
they owed
Red?
still?
Half of the original payment. Mog should have that in the Book of Mog,
Mog,
if I recall.
What does Bog have? What?
They're
how much do we already owe?
Oh.
the mercenaries.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
So The total price was 2,520. If we've already paid them half, we owe them 1,260.
And they're asking for another 1,000, so 2,160.
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay.
about right.
I would contribute, but I don't have much.
It's okay. Well, so it'll be divided between myself. Anybody else? Because
Hang on. 2160. Well, I can put a part in if we divide it by 4.
what's it divided by 4?
540 exactly.
Shouldn't it be divided by 5?
Well, I don't want to spend Justinia's money when he's not here. But
Well,
if you guys
it's
think
not
it's
as well.
okay.
Mog can't afford that.
Mog can't,
So-
Mog
afford,
can't
that.
afford that. We established she's got 357 gold pieces. With Ustenia, though, does have 2727.
And
Symmetrical.
we've still got the money in the party fund. Yes, it's that foreign currency, but we can spend it.
It is gold. It counts.
Yeah. We could dump all of that on them. Dump them with all the foreign currency.
Like here, take all this shit we don't want.
So that's 1,400 off of that. If
Yeah.
we dump all of that on them.
Which means, hold up,
How much is platinum?
a 10 gold.
10. So you got 300 gold pieces worth of platinum in the party fund.
Mhm.
So if we take out 1,400 gold and leave us with 72 gold pieces in the party fund, we need 760 gold total. Which if we divide that by 4, it's 190 gold.
I can
Which is-
afford 190 gold. Just.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, don't worry, I'll pay Mogs off. So what do I owe? What's double 190?
Thanks, guys.
2, 3,
380.
280.
380.
380.
Oh, 380, yeah.
That's fine. I'll get that.
So how much are we paying?
Right.
190. You're paying
190.
190. Yep.
And then the party fund's gold reserves are 0
is it?
now. Or 72 now.
75. 72.
3,000.
Yeah. 72.
They gladly take that from you. All right.
190, wasn't it?
190.
We'll start. Well, it's the morning, I believe. Actually, it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
still
it was
fairly
the
early.
morning after the solstice.
Yeah.
No, it's been a week since the solstice. Almost a week.
Oh no, it was the morning after our party.
It was the morning before. It was the night before. It's the morning of the Feast of Spirits.
It's Christmas Day.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
And here's a pile of gold. Yeet.
It's Christmas!
Okay.
Oh, so I'm
Gotta wait another 8 months for that, Midge.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Welcome to our Christmas special. Only 4 months late in April.
And
It
there
should
are
have been the
no
April
penguins,
Fool
which
session.
means it's not allowed.
No, the April's. We should have done like a 5-minute video for April.
Nope, he already said it. He started. Now all the department stores are going to start playing Christmas music for the rest of the year.
Oh
until
no!
Christmas.
They're not open.
They're not open, so we wouldn't hear it.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah,
then
that's right.
that means there's going to be trucks blaring it down the roads because we have to hear it every year. The government's going to have to do
We
it.
actually have that happen. There is a fundraiser thing that goes around. So there is a truck that pulls along Santa's sleigh around all
Yeah.
the houses.
It's
It's
usually by
never-
firemen.
It's used by the firefighters.
Yeah, normally it's firefighters. I don't think it is firefighters in my town though. I can't remember, but hey.
It's here
Oh.
and in my old hometown.
I just want to say, I know we already talked about it, but I just want to say because it's just something I've realized. I had to go shopping last week, so I was in Walmart.
You left the
getting, like,
house?
things.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
I had to get stuff, but I was struck by just how apocalyptic things felt because everybody was wearing a mask because it's a thing in the U.S. now. They're recommending wear masks. But it was midway through, and you know how like stores will have like an intercom system where they'll like announce messages, or it'll be like an advertisement or stuff like that. I was half paying attention while I was trying to look. I was trying to go down an aisle and find like ramen noodles or something. I was trying to pick it up. I caught the tail end of something, and it was a personalized message. It was just like, we can defeat this virus by keeping away from each other and practicing social distancing. So let us come together and stay apart. And I was just like, I'm in a bad apocalypse movie. like
you're in some really shitty dystopian
I'm
movie right
pushing a cart down the thing trying to get like supplies, and there's a message from the government just going, stay the fuck away from each other, guys.
That's been a thing here for a few weeks.
And everybody's wearing a mask, and I've got a shamag on because I can't wear a mask, and I'm just like wearing that.
It's definitely more sci-fi channel than it is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're like SS Death
The
Trooper
movie.
level movie right now.
Yeah.
Well, there's
you haven't seen that? It's a sci-fi movie. Watch it.
all of the like government stuff. I don't think they mean to, but it's coming across very 1984 in the UK, and I don't know. I don't know. If that's what. There's a lot of just like. It feels very Orwellian at the moment.
Stay home.
Stay home, fuckers.
It doesn't help that the Queen was beamed into every person's television, like not too long ago. By the way, with the perfect chroma key outfit.
Yeah, I saw that.
noticed.
That's great.
Yeah, which is
Someone
amazing.
chroma keyed like a
Somebody
like a-
doesn't understand
a cat.
technology in that house, and they did not tell her never wear green on TV.
Because people will chroma key shit.
Yeah. So yeah, it's morning. Since it's morning, they've got their items. They're gonna start breaking down camp. Allred goes, I'm gonna start getting things together, and we're gonna get on the road today. That way, we decrease the amount of time. You should get whatever you need off of your horses. Make sure you're carrying what you need, and then we're gonna head off, and you can do whatever you're doing.
You're just chewing.
Just eating a candy bar.
Can they make sure that we can actually teleport there first?
Fair.
Okay. We can wait, yes. If you'd like to.
Because if we go through there and we're like, oh, it doesn't actually work. Now we
Yeah.
need to catch up with the mercenaries who have like
It's
a.
just waiting for Salah and Sesh to come back downstairs so she can sort of mind teleport circle at Salah. And then she's got to ask Sesh a question.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
In that time, you
Continue
can
to just pack
get
up,
your
yeah.
items and stuff, packing up the camp. And in that time, Salah and Sesh come back out of the. Well, you guys never actually opened up the bottom level of the tower because you never took the
Barriers off now.
berries off. So now you went down through the old dormitories and stuff. But yeah, you come back out of the church, and so you're there. And Mog, you see them exit.
Salah, and then she just sort of goes like circle and goes.
I reach over and
goes,
tap
"Where is
Salah
it?"
on the shoulder and
Yeah.
cast sending. Sorry, not sending. Tongues.
Tongues. Salah, could you show me where the witch's alternative teleportation circle is, please?
It was
it's the
top
one
of
at
the
top
tower, where she was living.
I only saw the unfinished one.
That's yes. That's where she made it. It's you have to connect the last bit together, and it would cast a teleportation spell.
And that would take us to Paramin.
As far as I know, yes.
Thank you. Sesh, I need to ask you a question.
Hmm. Yes.
Two things. I don't know how to finish his spell, so I need to talk to my patron. However, I have only ever met him once, and I don't really know if he is the best person to bring into a place with this much history. Are you comfortable with me talking to him whilst upstairs with the circle? Because otherwise, I will go outside of the citadel.
Isn't all of the circle's symbols pre-carved? We just need to draw the chalk in, right?
No, because
Yeah,
one
when
symbol.
No, it's
It's there. It's
everything's
just not drawn on.
everything's carved, and there was magic chalk that you found that was
Okay.
enough which was enough to draw the last like connection. It's like
Okay.
the outer ring, like if you're thinking like an alchemist circle from like Full Metal Alchemist or something like that, like the actual like outer ring circle, like there's just a tiny bit that isn't connected to each other, so you would draw that. That's how the so basically she had it like on a hair
Ready.
trigger, so she could
Yeah.
just draw it and then get out. Was kind of the thing that.
But do I know what to draw? Is it just a line?
Yeah, it's just when you were up there, so you would know. Yeah, you were up there. You saw the it's literally like a quarter inch of just line that needs to be connected
Okay.
between the circle. If it's not connected, it doesn't do anything. That's kind of the thing about it.
And
then
it just
consumes
activates.
the. Yeah,
And then
it
we have
consumes
a
the chalk.
minute to get in there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's about 60 seconds to.
And what was the other question you wanted to ask then?
Is it? Wait. Is it 60 seconds or it's less than that? I can't remember.
I think it's 6 seconds. I think it's a round.
Yeah, that's it. 6 seconds.
6 seconds.
It's
to
best that we're all
compile
standing in the circle and then draw it.
As you're asking that question, Rivallon walks by and goes, "She met a god."
It's
Christinia's
actu-
following him.
Hovering. like hovering like it's prop hunt.
Yes.
Also, before we go, I think we should just double check Volrid's quarters if Salah could show us where those were, as well as where the Dragon Riders were sleeping in case there's anything that we've missed.
Probably not the worst idea.
They might have, I don't know, magical arrows or something.
They might have stuff I can read.
No, we're looking for arrows.
Okay.
You're looking for arrows. Good action.
I'm only ever looking for stuff I can read. And
Mog's a
then-
massive nerd, essentially.
Yes, Mog
Yes.
is surprisingly very much like the person playing her.
Aye.
Funny
Fair.
that.
Yeah.
Funny that.
No, my character's nothing like me.
Sure.
My character wants to kill people. I just want to kill Roach.
And the
Come at me. Come at me. Come on,
Try it,
bitch.
bitch.
And also, Sesh, I don't know where the magic for the teleportation circle will draw from. I don't know whether it comes from me or whether it will come from the pool that you discovered.
Well, I believe Salah mentioned that the pool wasn't connected, right? It would just be like casting any other teleportation spell.
Okay. In that case, I think we should just do one last look around, see if there's anything that will help us in our continued quest, and then we can go. So I think Elred can be on his way if he so wishes.
Just as an out of character question, to you, Red,
Me.
your spell list. Would teleportation be on your spell list, your future spells? Teleportation circle. Because if not, it's probably safer if Isaac does it, because it is a future spell, therefore it's an energy that if it does draw from a person, you know, there's the eventual
Yeah.
framework there rather than... Because if it's not on your spell list, a spell would like automatically misfire anyway if it was like a scroll. So... I don't know. Listen, we're playing with weirdness here, and I don't want to. I don't want us to fuck it up and have to trounce through the desert again. Don't make me go
No, it's
back.
going to have to be Isaac. It's
Don't
gonna have
make
to
me
be
do that
Isaac, 'cause
again.
it's the
Okay,
sorcerer
okay.
wizard.
I'll be back.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right. I do like how Rival's like backing color is actually orange.
I think
Yeah.
mine will be blue.
It
No,
it
it's
draws from
gray.
it draws from a color of your
So mine would be
Just-
black or white because that's my
Yeah.
symbol.
mine. I don't know because mine's my face right now, so I don't know. Let's turn off my turn off my camera. Let's see. Oh,
It's it's skin
your
tone.
face.
my face. This is my face color. Look at that selfie. Anyway,
It's
that's-
pasty white. That's what it is.
It's yeah, it's a
Oh,
it's a beige.
white.
It's a beige. It took the white.
Yeah. It's just the white. All right. So, what do you all want to do with the time that you make sure you've got everything on your inventory that you want off of your horse? Off of your horse, because you can switch that off to actually carrying items and stuff, or taking them
I need to
out of
double
the
check
horse's
what was on
inventory.
my horse.
I
Inventory.
think I'm good.
Yeah, Rival's got a. I think he's been checking his horse stuff. But I'm just. Mine's sort of
Yeah, I'm
my
good.
tent and my bedroll,
you-
and I'm not going to need that in a town
That you know of.
that I know of.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask Salah if she wouldn't mind taking us to Wolren's quarters so we can check his room.
Have you been taking stuff off your horse that you need?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't
don't
know.
I don't want to be a pie. I don't like gravy.
Stop, please.
In the name of blood.
So, I can. I don't think there's much there. Expecting to leave. I can take you.
Thank you.
Follow me.
Thank you.
She comes up, still's got the, it's like, the saddlebag, but it's over one shoulder is kind of the arrangement she's got of taking her items. Goes up stairs, through the tower, etc. Nearer the top than the bottom.
I think I'm pretty
Again,
much carrying
nondescript
everything I
room.
need.
Yeah.
Walk in, again, no door. It's all rotted away. There's the wood. You see a similar arrangement to Salah's quarters. A fair-ish Spartan stone room. Bed, kind of raised platform with a sleeping mat been laid over that. A spare set of boots is next to the door. There is no items in the chest because the chest is open that is inside the room. It's kind of been left open. You don't see anything in there when you walk in, at least. If you'd like to investigate the room or anything.
I shall perceive
would.
the room.
All right. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Oh,
Is-
that to
is
perceive
that
the room.
helping?
Oh yeah, I'll give you advantage. Oh look, it's George.
Hello, Puta.
Midge cat!
Midge meow.
Midge, the man who is allergic to cats, is holding a cat and stroking the cat.
The cat
Because
is
he
too
don't
cute
give
not
a
to
damn.
stroke.
Now, I want you to do this. I want to have the cat like that, stroke it from head to tail, and go, "Hello, Mr. Bond."
Good evening, Mr. Powers. I've been expecting you.
That's better.
Wait.
The cat's going, right, get me out of there. I'm not being a cat that. You can
George
open
is
the
just like,
door
nah,
for
fuck
me."
this.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
You open the door.
Nah.
I am a cat. I refuse to open the door.
And now I want back in again. Now you
We,
close the door.
we used to have cats who could open the doors, but the doorknobs up here that they can't because they're like rounded. They just go and slip off.
Our dogs are the same. They can open all the doors in this house, and they're so annoying.
oh dear.
Yeah.
22, right?
Okay. You go searching around. You don't find any papers or anything. There's no like desk for storage or writing on. So again, very Spartan. Spare set of boots. When you do check the chest, you do find a small box, like a. It's odd. It's like it's made of like a thick parchment, kind of with that's sandwiched between, or like a thick kind of weird parchment that's got sandwiched between other sheets of parchment. But it's rigid, and it's got writing on it when you read, and you can read any writing.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So when you read it, it says ration individual combat menu 4.
What was that?
Ration individual combat menu 4.
It's a ration pack.
And that's all the writing that is in it. It's written about 6 times in the various different edges, just in different like sizes, but it's all the same. And you can see it's got like a little wire tab on one end of it. It looks to be where like you'd open it up, like it's made to rip along the side.
And
That's
they're
all you find.
MREs.
It's an MRE, isn't it?
3 lives for the price of 1.
I give it to Salah and say for the journey.
And she goes,
Thank you.
"Oh,
Yay.
so kind."
I actually kind of like this one.
Ooh,
Oh, this
with
is
beef.
this is the beef and gravy one.
Actually, she gets midway putting it through, and then she thinks for a second, and you see her contemplate, picks it up, and you can see, like, rips open the side pack, and you can see it's opened the parchment, the thick parchment, and then takes out a small, oddly, to you, it's weird. She hands it to you. It's thin and pliable like paper, but it has a metallic sheen to it. And she hands it to you, and you can feel it's got maybe 3 or 4 small round objects inside of the little pack, and it looks like it has a little tear tab on the top as well. For you.
It's holding 3 scarab beetles ready to eat your flesh.
Clearly. What is it? I've never seen this before, I'm sorry.
Oh, a treat. Candy.
Ooh. I never say no to candy. I try some. Is it nice?
You open it up, and there are little round, like candy drops. And you pop them in your mouth, and they are lemon flavored, or lemon drops.
That would do. I happily sit
May
there
I
and
have
suck
one? So she's just like, can I have one?
I give the rest to Sesh and go.
No, so she
They
takes
are
one.
they are
No, no,
oddly
no.
I'm
uniform.
watching my figure, she says.
I'm
They're
not.
oddly
Orcs do not watch
they're-
figures.
Yeah, they're oddly uniform, and there's no variation between them, and it has a slightly artificial flavor to it. It doesn't. It's odd. It's very refined. It's very sweet.
Very sweet
It's
for a
refined
lemon.
sugar is basically what he's saying here.
He's like, this is very sweet for a lemon, but it's not bad.
And
That's
now
all
we
you
know
really
you've
find
both
there.
been poisoned with a mind control drug.
We've been injected
all
with
you-
Las Plagas.
Yeah, that's all you find inside of his former quarters. You don't.
Okay.
It looks like it's been fairly well cleaned out, and that was just forgotten as
Are the
unimportant.
boots nice, or are they messed up?
If you lift them up and you kind of inspect them, you very quickly see a reason. It's up to you whether or not if they're kind of messed up. It looks like when you kind of turn the boots over and you see the soles of them, as you expected, each heel of these uniform boots has a metal cap to it. Except the left one on this one seems to have fallen off. It is on, but it is loose, and it looks like the nails or the fasteners into the heel have gotten loose, and it would have needed to have a what the
Cobbler.
hell's a cobbler look at it. So, up to you whether or not that is a
I-
disqualification.
I put
Though
the
they
bat
are
down.
quite small for you. It looks
Oh,
like
I was
Volrid
going to
has very
sell
small
them.
feet.
But if
Okay.
they're broken,
They're nice boots. They're very nice leather, stitched up, all that kind of stuff. It looks
it's just
good,
the,
but
the heel's falling off.
Dead fly,
Essentially.
mighty.
That's not cool.
That's weird, but okay.
flies need
Okay,
caffeine too.
I tuck them into my bag.
I tap the boot that has the broken heel on it and cast mending.
Ah,
That'll work.
that'll work.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I guess that'll work. Yeah, you tap it, and then when you check it again, the metal plate on the heel is firmly fastened to the boot, so it would work
I have a
as a
think.
boot.
And I go to Salah and go, are these too big for you? Because they're not going to fit me.
Or me.
Or
She,
Sesh.
she takes them. All wear the same size.
Oh, it's funny.
She can't fit it into her saddlebag, so she just kind of puts it underneath her arm and she's carrying two boots. Are we
Okay.
close to leaving, or are we gonna be here for a while?
Yes, I think we're ready to go, Sesh.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. We
Hey,
should-
Isaac! I shout down the stairs.
Isaac.
Lads, I think we're ready to go.
Go,
Okay.
go.
Got the
Just
chalk
second.
here. Let's, I will,
We'll give you like a half hour, and if you don't come back down, we'll head out. I think
Oh,
that
do they have
works.
enough water and stuff? Like, is their water full?
Yeah. It's
Cool. I want to make
yeah.
sure that we're not leaving them with like 10 gallons of water to get them back to the shoreline.
They've got about half the food still left in the
Yeah.
general thing.
and now that's half the people as well, so they've got enough food for the entire journey again, so...
And they've got plenty of water, I would say, as well. I mean, they'll have higher consumption until they get out of the central wastes, but they're heading toward. They're like beelining to the coast and then straight down to Paramin. So it's journey-wise, it'll be like a week, 2 weeks, depending on how hard they go for it. Is what they're going.
I just wanted to be sure that I
have we
wasn't
set
leaving them
somewhere
in the
to
lurch.
meet them in Paramin?
Does anyone know a bar?
I've not been to Paramin.
Oh, I was about to say. Oh, I've got a map, so...
Yeah,
We've got
I'm
a
from
sending
Alhood.
stone.
Well-
We can find a pub when we're there and send back to them. We are at the do-do-do.
Could
That
do that.
works.
I would also say we could meet. We could meet somewhere inside of like maybe the large.
Do you guys have a
tra-
branch there? Do you have a
No,
branch?
that's why we're going to get a boat to then get to a branch. This is what we're doing. But we could. There's the Red Rogue in the Merchant's Cross. Could meet there. I've spent some time in Paramin here in the past.
Fair enough,
By
the
the way,
Red
you-
Rogue it is.
You might want to make sure some of those I'd pointing to you, Isaac, are covered, fairly good, and have no chance of being seen for obvious reasons.
He's a pillorian
Okay,
fuckboy.
Yeah, okay, I make sure my tabard is under my breastplate, and that mine, rather than, over, and I make sure that the various...
You're 2 stars
now.
of Palor.
I've got more than 2 now.
You're 7 stars of Palor.
my clock, my
You're
Do you
Mr.
guys
T
remember
Chains.
Does anyone else remember that there was like a brief period in the 2000s where gangsters wore clocks? I don't.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember
That
that.
was the
I was,
90s.
yeah, that too. It's
I'm
just
surprised you can remember that.
Barely born.
I got a
You were barely born at that point.
Listen, right? We were
97,
bored- we-
I remember the 2000s very well. Not
Listen,
the 90s.
right?
Other than that, you all should be good. We'll meet there if that works. If you let us know if anything changes through your normal means.
Mhm.
Good luck.
Later.
Okay. I guess we go up the tower and we prepare the circle.
Right. Not much to prepare for the circle. It's mostly carved, except for the outer ring, which is made in chalk. And you have the magical chalk, what's left of the magical chalk, which is just enough.
Before Isaac does that, I just go, if this sends us to a hell dimension, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Well, if I remember my studies correctly, teleportation circles can only go to this plane. If this was a portal, it could go very, very much as you say.
So
However,
you want me to trust you remembering your studies.
No, you have to trust me remembering... Technically,
Technically, you'd have to...
Trust Isaac
Technically,
with
you'd
words.
also have to trust Liben
Trust
knew what she
Liben.
was doing.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. So,
Did you ever move the body?
No, it's still
Nope.
there.
No, it's still there. Okay, all right. It's a little bit more stiff than it was yesterday.
I like the idea. It's just like we have to. It's like we have to trust Liben knows what she was doing. She's just in the corner, like. And
Stabbed through the eye and chest. Just
no, she's not through the eye anymore because we removed that one.
oh, all right, right.
She's
There's
missing
a
an
hole where
eye.
the eye was.
But like you can imagine it being framed like for a TV show. It's a close up on Isaac, and you just see her out of like frame in the corner, and then the body kind of slumps a little bit. you know,
that would be the perfect shot. We'd have to
yeah.
trust that she knew what she was doing. Pull zoom, like refocus into the background.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just
Yeah,
that's yeah. It's just that had a very cinematic thing. Okay, is everybody ready? If I
It's
also
always
remember
sunny in
correctly-
Forgotten Realms.
Anyway, I started blasting fireballs.
So anyway, I started blashed and blessed spells.
So okay, if I remember correctly from my studies,
Cut the brakes. Wow,
We-
guard, bitches.
we have 6 seconds. So be ready around the circle with all your things. We've got to pile on in. I'll be the
This is
last
going to be
through.
fun.
And we're all about to experience teleportation for the first time, I think.
Well,
I think.
some of
Is
us.
there a chance of sickness? Because I don't do well with sick.
No, I.
Breathe
idea.
out before you step in. It.
Silas
Has
just like
everyone-
breathe out.
Has everyone been to the toilet?
Your first
I
reaction is
will
to
turn
breathe
this
upon
point
exit.
teleport round if anyone decides to go, are we nearly there yet?
Commencing in 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, everybody go!
And
in.
So Isaac draws the last bit of the chalk.
the hell portal opens and Doom Marine
You
appears.
see an electric. You see like an electric
Everyone's standing there, oh, fuck.
charge. You see an
Isaac
electric
gets thrown
charge.
out the window.
You see an electric charge jump from the outer ring that is now completed and starts glowing. And as it starts glowing from the outside inward as it goes. And you see an electric charge jump from your hand, from the outer ring to your hand, and the chalk that was in your hand, which seemed like that much, it was substantial at least, is just like disintegrates at that point. And you see a slight glow, and then a kind of like glitchy, and like there's now a portal that exists there, just kind of like flickering
Morg
slightly
takes
as
a
you
breath,
all.
then a step.
Okay, you all pile in, go through.
Isaac's the last through because obviously he doesn't know if
He's
he's
scared
You go
stiff.
in.
controlling this.
You go in, and it goes from like it's very bright up in the tower. It's like it's the morning. You're getting the sunlight through the window or the balcony. Very bright. You exit in a dark space. There is no light. You exit out and feels like stone under your feet. As your eyes start to slowly adjust to the lower light levels, your pupils slowly starting to increase in size. For those that don't have dark vision, those who do have dark vision, you are greeted by still very dark room. that you are in. It's about like 10 by 10 room. With old wooden shelves that line all sides except for one, which has an old door.
Good.
The shelves are rotten and decrepit, like almost like you look if you probably like put your weight on it, they'd fall down. It's been abandoned, cobwebs in every corner. It's a musty, salty smell.
A giant white spider appears and takes Rivallon.
This must be
Yay,
the
it's a
warehouse.
Tuesday!
I'm back.
I can't believe it worked. I'm going to cast light on the end of my halberd.
Light, and you see that, but now in color.
What, like a big white spider?
Like-
Yay!
Just don't-
Must be the
Well,
weekend.
Bitches!
Though you do actually notice when the light goes on, you do see things, a few things scurry around, but they look like just like mice and rats that were inside of the
Normal
room.
size ones.
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
they're not. We don't have any ROESs here.
Quick, catch one. We can have rat stew, or rat pie, or the ever popular ratatouille.
So,
Alright.
No, nothing. Okay.
no. Also, Mog, a little uncomfortable. You breathed in before you went in, and as soon as you exited the portal, you had the immediate urge to breathe in again. So it's kind of like, just kind of like you're already full lungs. So counter.
Got the hiccups.
Yeah,
You got the hiccups.
It seems Solid was telling the truth. Breathe out before you go.
Good advice, Sala.
Yep. Whoops.
But what do you all do?
We've got to look for a door. out of this.
I make sure I look at Isaac and make sure that I can't see any signs of him being a Palo worshipper. Because if anybody here could see, I could see.
It doesn't look
Right.
like it.
You're lucky in the fact that I don't wear Palorian colours as well.
Yeah, that would
in
have
my
made this really
robes.
awkward.
But you do see there is a door in the room. It's an old door, and there doesn't seem to be like the construction of it is not that great, so you can see past it. Like there is viewable gaps in the wood planks that make up the door, but there's no light beyond it.
So there's no thing I can't. So when I go up to the front to the door and look through the slats, I can't see anything on either side.
No, it doesn't look like it. It's just another dark space beyond.
Even
do you have
with
night-
the
do you have dark
light.
vision?
No, I'm a
If you have-
dragonborn.
If you have light and you kind of like bring it close, you can see there is another large room on the other side. But again, it's very hard to see through a slit that big.
I just get my warhammer out and very slowly open the door.
All right, it is the rustiest, creakiest door you've ever opened. But nothing else happens. Walk out, and it is a large central room to this building. The building looks to be made out of stone and wood. The wood, not doing so great. All the shelves that you see in this room, there's long lines of shelves, are rotten and wet. Like mildew is built up along here. Again, a very salty smell in the air. It's not as hot actually. You notice as well. It's a little cooler than where you left. Just general ambient temperature seems to be a bit lower around here. But you also look and you can see lines of windows on either side of the building, but they are blocked like blackout curtains on either side, like tarps have been nailed into the structure and are blocking the site. Or you can see black ink and paint has been painted over some of the panes on a few of them. But you can see it's a very long warehouse-like structure. with
Would this
no
have
lights
been
getting in.
normal procedure for locking up an abandoned warehouse in Alhut?
There wasn't really a huge amount of abandoned buildings in your experience, though. It was a much more busy city from what you've heard. Pyramid has a lot of abandoned districts and stuff from its past, but this could be something like squatters would sometimes get into old buildings to make sure that they weren't being found out. They would like block the interior. It definitely looks like people didn't. Whoever did this didn't want people seeing inside of the building. But you don't see any actual indications that somebody's been living here. It is.
All right, I'll keep walking then.
All right, and at the head of the building, there's like a big kind of like door, like a two-sided door, but it is closed. Maybe like big enough to get like crates and items and stuff in and out without too much trouble. Someone's just following behind the group, just kind of staying with.
Yeah, I think we're all behind Sesh, aren't we?
Yeah.
You
Why?
walk up to the doors, and they don't look locked per se. You do see that there is a like a thick wooden pole, like half pole, something like the size of like from your knee to your foot, is jammed up against the center of the doors. There's no lock on them, but you can definitely tell if somebody wanted to try and get in with that in place, they'd have a
It would
pretty
be
hard
difficult.
time.
Yeah.
It'd be a pretty hard time. The doors don't look as bad as well. They don't look to have rotted as much. They're still
How
fairly
dark
solid.
is this room?
There's no light in here other than the light
Excellent.
being cast
That's what I
by
really like. That's what I
Isaac.
like.
Isaac did cast light on his staff, so there is like a torchlight worth here inside of the room now. But
Could I just kick that support out from underneath the door? Just
yeah,
have
if you just kick it out, it kind of, I mean, it's on stone. It's on like a stone cobble like floor, so it kind of just like skitters across for a second. But then as soon as that tension's gone, without any actual locks on the doors, as far as you can tell, the doors just kind of inward a little bit, as it looks like the building is not necessarily totally level. But you see bright light coming through the crack in the door now.
I will peer out through the crack in the door and see if I can figure out if we're in a massive, like, somewhat busy district or if we're in like an abandoned section of the city or something.
Only Sesh
You
knows
see-
where Rivallon is, by the way.
Yeah.
I can still see him.
No one else can.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you just disappear because of your.
Yeah.
I just look.
I'm
I
wearing
just
my
look over.
I'm wearing my super stealth armor. I'm in a dark
I just look
room.
over at Rivallon. Give him one of these nods. Like,
It's it's
and look
weird
back.
sometimes too, because when the light from the light spell of the staff like sometimes like switches or
Reveals
like
him.
people don't block, you just like reveal for a second and like it's just one of those, like one of those old Batman like one of those the old Batman animated series when they had black on black and the light goes over and you just see like a shape and then back and nothing's there.
It's gone.
It just makes
Yeah.
Isaac jump every time.
But you look outside, Sesh, and you see about 30, 40 feet away from the doorway the beginnings of a dock. And you see old and moderately new, but still not like pristine fishing ship, like fishing boats or trawlers. You see like an old whaler like off on the quay kind of a ways, just kind of bobbing in the surf, or well, in the harbor. It's like moderately active, like people are going in, like going about their day, but definitely it's not like a bustling dock. But you're like right on the waterfront. Like this is right. The doorway is right out. Like if you step out, you'd assume this is why it's there. They can unload supplies very easily into the warehouse. Was the original intention.
All right. I turn back to the group and say, "Looks like we're good.
Very well.
Definitely looks like a city on the shores of a desert."
You think it could be Paramount then?
I mean, I don't recognize it, so yeah, probably.
Well,
Cool. Yeah. We exit the warehouse, I guess.
Yeah, I open the doors and exit.
And you're out, and you breathe in unfiltered, humid, salty air.
Smells like home.
Yeah, it's more like it's just
Your
like a
home smells like
soup.
rotting fish.
I mean,
Actually, that is a
possibly.
very apt description because the when
Smell
you
in the
exit the
ocean
building,
is actually
you breathe
the rotting
in.
carcasses of the bodies of the.
Yes,
Yeah,
you smell
yeah.
that, but you also smell actual rotting fish. You look a little bit down the dockyard, and it looks like whoever's catch has been put out is still waiting to be picked up, and there's like a couple of cats like eating away at the bottom, and like some mackerel or like cod, etc., are just kind of like sitting onto the hot ground, and they're just waiting to be picked up. Like you can see as well, there's like wheelbarrow like indentations in the pile, so it looks like they're scooping it down onto a wheelbarrow and then pulling it out into further into the city. You don't see anybody around it right now, but you definitely smell. There's a lot of dead fish nearby.
Mog
There's,
looks greener.
Impressive.
She is a
Sesh
city
doesn't
girl.
look any different. Sesh is just like, whatever. Welcome to the desert.
Wonderful. Can we leave just this?
Also,
little
you
bit of-
see a lot of
smell.
rats around that pile of fish, and you notice, and then clicks for you, Isaac, because you've studied the map. You must be in the rat docks.
Ah, aptly named.
Again, I'm not really good with all of this. Can we? Can we?
Salah, you can feel free to come along with us as long as you wish.
I was actually going to talk about that. I'm assuming you can still hear me because it hasn't been that long.
Yes.
Understand me, because I can understand you. I had a fairly substantial amount of money in my saddle on my dragon. I don't have much worldly possessions to buy my way to where I need to go.
I give her 200 gold pieces.
I give her
Okay.
another 50.
Thank you. Thank you. There was also
I'll give her whatever
a
Illyrium that we
substantial
have.
amount of Illyrium pieces.
Yeah,
that
I'll give her the
I-
Illyrium. We have
We'll
the
give her
Illyrium.
Because you
Illyrium.
You still have her Illyrium.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
still have
yeah,
her Illyrium.
we'll
We
give
give it to
her
her.
the Illyrium.
Which I think should be actually your entire Illyrium.
Yes.
Yeah, I have 100, but that's because Sesh.
No,
is
I
a
mean in the
trader.
party fund, I think is.
Yeah. There's 201 of
there-
them in there.
There
There
yeah,
was one before. That
there
you
was
had.
one before, yeah.
Yeah, 200. So I'll leave one there. Thanks for
Also, the
that. Thank you.
the magic item that we found that is a brooch that warmed people up. Do we still have that? 'Cause
That was
must
the
be
thing
nice.
that was the thing Rival gave her.
Did we already give it to her? Cool.
Yeah, but when we first rivals
Yeah, that
first
was
started
her.
the interrogation.
Cool.
Also, I better not mention that I'm carrying vials of her dragon's blood. I forgot about that.
Probably not a great idea. All right. I'm going to stay around you for a while. I need to figure out what's what around here, and given the fact that I somewhat need to maintain proximity to Sesh to be able to communicate,
Right, yeah.
somewhat hampers my ability to negotiate passage on a ship. So I'll
we can deal
wait.
with that first. Is that-
I'll wait a bit and see what's what and figure out. I have a place I need to go, but I'll need to negotiate that. So
Would that place be? Hold on, let me find. Where's the maps? Under items? Items? Are they under item? No, it'll be under.
They just like
images
search-
and maps.
Isaac is just searching through like his big
Been a
thing of
while.
maps. Just which one is the fucking thing?
Yeah. I've
Like looking through a
basically
phone
whenever
book.
you see Isaac now, he's got like a map, like a National Treasure, the thing that they saw the Declaration of Independence in, like the
A
tube.
map
with
case.
yeah, essentially a map case, but it's a big one. It's now full of loads of different maps. Okay, where is it? Sort by new. Roll. Would it be what they shoot? The name of it's not on this. What's the island in the Slidex Straits?
Oh,
The Slideck Isles.
Oh.
Yeah, is that the one? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
I mean that's the major island in between Rapkus and Eral. I don't know. What are you thinking about?
There was an island that sometimes the dragons were seen.
Oh,
So
the
we can
Sakesh
see-
Isles, where I was for a while.
No, that was
No.
that's Rapkus. The continent was the northernmost where they went.
Oh, really?
That's
Okay.
that's how Rivallon knew about them.
Well, I'll answer. You trying to get to Rapkus by any chance?
Near there. I can't really go into details about where I'm going.
I appear
In case we
outside.
follow
You
you,
love
it's fair.
those secrets, don't you?
Hello.
I like the idea that, like, in the doorway, it looks like there's nothing, and then just Rival steps out, and it's like, it's just like,
He's just
Like,
a-
no, like,
he
Sash isn't
morphs
sweat,
out.
though.
He just comes out of blackness.
Yeah.
Sash is just like, oh look, he does that. He does that every now and again. That's just the way he is now.
Then he sees the light, goes, and goes back in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which
I
the real
must
rival would do.
maintain- I must maintain certain information that I can't necessarily share.
Like I said, you love your secrets. It's okay. We're happy with this.
Once again, I think I need to leave this area quite quickly.
Why would you
As
stay
you're gonna
around?
throw-
It's got
As a
really
small pack
good
of rats
lungs
goes
full
down the side of
air.
the building towards a stack of like,
Sash is just
mackerel.
like ew, and then doesn't say anything else. It's like, oh, okay.
Rat socks, you don't say.
But yes, you are in the rat docks. Where would you like to go? You all have a
Hang
map of this. and you
Anywhere.
have
I need to pull up
Paramount
the map. I need to pull up the map.
Yes.
Paramin.
Well, why don't we go and find this place we're supposed to meet up with? What's his face?
Because
Where's
we'll need a
Paramin?
room anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the the Rouge
Red Rogue.
the Red
Red
Rogue.
Rogue.
I was about to go to
Merchant's
Rouge Rogue,
Cross.
which not the same.
I mean, Rouge Rogue works better.
Ah, there we
I'm going to try and hail someone, a passerby, to ask where
Hail,
we might-
traveller!
Actually, can I see Gallows Bridge from here? That's a question.
where we might see the
Actually, yeah. If you look down, because there's a
He's dead.
oh no.
He died.
Doug's
Rip
dead.
Roach.
Roach, come back.
No.
Doug's
No.
dead.
The US nuked themselves. Oh no, it happened.
How will
The
we go
self-containment.
on?
They
No, you
pulled
can't
a
joke about those things. You can't
they
joke
pulled a
about those
Raccoon
things.
City on themselves. Oh no.
You can't joke about those things, considering that we don't know when this podcast will come out. So when the end of day
When?
is,
When the
That's-
podcast will come out? I've been crying out loud. We've been waiting for years.
It's been 97 and a half days.
that's actually a shorter amount of time than the
I
series
know.
is going on.
I know. It's been like
Oh
6
no!
months, I think, at this
So
point.
we've lost connection to host as well.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
with,
no.
with 15
Oh no,
minutes
he's back. He's back. I see it pop up in the corner. He's playing Fantasy Grounds, the stream,
Okay,
the Steam thing. So he must be back.
I was
He'll
about,
probably
I
be
was
back
about,
soon.
I was about to say we're 15 minutes away from our break, so we could have taken
Oh,
the
he's
break.
gone.
But
Disappear.
Yeah. Oh,
no,
he's back.
Coming.
he's back.
He's back.
Is he? Is he
He's
alive?
back.
No,
Back.
he did.
No, he's gone.
Oh,
No, he's back.
Back.
Reconnected the host. He's back.
Yeah, I love French.
I have.
There he is.
uh-oh. Are you
Oh,
on your phone?
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Wait.
I'm getting 2 squares running around each other. That's it.
Yeah, same
There
here.
we go.
There he is. There's that handsome mug.
Where?
What happened, Roach? Combine hit your internet cable?
I don't know what happened. What I was gonna say is, yes, you
No,
can.
someone there was cutting down their crops with the scythe.
You can see a major river runs through the center of the city, and you, from your position, would be able to kind of crane your neck down, and you can actually see a large bridge spanning the river a little ways down before it empties into the ocean. And from your map, you can see Gallows Bridge.
I like the sound of that place.
You hang them high and you hang them low.
Mog just starts heading there. She isn't going to ask any more questions because
I'll go
she
with
needs
Mog.
to
Just
be
start
away
walking
from
down
the
walking down along the quay to get away from everything.
Yeah, I'll go with her.
If you wave,
Why?
if you're not gonna Matt Mercer me. As you
I
walk
thought he
down,
was dead again.
No. As you're walking down, you said you wanted to try and wave somebody down and try and get like some information.
Yeah,
is
where
that right?
the Red Rogue, which district will find the
Well,
Red
we have
Rogue?
to get
in?
across the bridge first. There you go.
You on your way, you wave somebody down, a individual who's carting a wheelbarrow full of like
Rats.
cod of cod type fish, and you stop them. Oh, what do you want?
Excuse me, where might I find the Red Rogue Tavern? Which district of town?
Merchant's Cross.
Thank you.
We
Just
knew
across
that.
the bridge.
It's across the bridge, like I
Right.
just told you.
He just starts going back down, just going back on his way. The squeaky wheel of his wheelbarrow going away.
I didn't
No one
know
listens
we
to
already
Rivallon.
knew that. Nope.
But you start on your way down, away from the quay, and you enter the
Quiet.
Gallows Bridge district, which you hold on, Gallows Bridge.
It's the
One.
K if you ask
You-
the French.
Yeah, you see a very big change. A lot of the buildings in the rat docks are like abandoned or very old and in disrepair. Some of the actual docks themselves are like not usable, like we're falling into the water. But as you enter, you see a slow transition into a very affluent part of the city. There's actually a very hard disconnect because there is like a street that is semi-divided along it, with like a like waist-high divider wall. And although it gets a little more affluent and better off the closer it gets, it is a very hard disconnect because the other side of it you see clean, freshly painted buildings, various different types and different materials. You see like administration type buildings with domes, a very large guard presence here and there, walking up and down the streets. Not much in the way of actual shops in this portion, but you do see as you continue onward the large bridge. It is a very large bridge. It could probably fit 3 wagons going across at the same time down the bridge. It is very wide for this age. And you can see Sesh can definitely see it. I think anybody with a passive perception score above 13 would be able to see it, actually.
I don't see it.
The Paladin is blind,
How do I
as
see
always.
my passive perception?
It's your wisdom
Party
score plus.
sheet,
There.
Yeah,
uh,
it's just at the very bottom. Sorry, it's
so
at the top.
Sesh, Mog, Rivallon, and Ustenia. Everybody
Everyone but
Isaac.
Isaac. Yeah.
Yeah. You actually see a Paylori, a shadow, or like a discoloration on the midpoint of the bridge, which has kind of like a reinforcing structure in the center to keep it going, because it is a very wide river that it is going across and spanning. Looks like at one point there was probably a Paylorian star on there, but it has been taken down, but the stains from the exterior, from where the star wasn't, still leave the outline of where it used to be on the bridge as you walk down. And this is very bustling, a lot of trade going across this bridge. Now, this isn't the only bridge. You can see a little bit further down the way a few smaller bridges spanning the actual river, but this seems to be the major one that going across. And you also see, specifically across the bridge, is where a very big dome structure has been constructed, and this looks to be a very important, maybe government building of some sort. And that seems to take up the majority of what your map would say is the northern half of the Gallows Bridge district of the city. Before you enter into Merchant's Cross. Very different. This is a place where trade happens. There are stores and shops and workshops and blacksmiths almost everywhere. Definitely the largest part of the city, according to your map. Many of the people who live here look to be taking part in the trade. There is a very big market district, just up the road from where you exit the Gallows Bridge district. You don't necessarily know where the Red Road is, because if you look at the map, the Gallows Bridge district is basically the entire northern half of the walled part of the city.
Yep.
Good.
So while we pause, I turn to Salah and say, if you stop being able to understand us, just tap me on the shoulder and I'll get that working again.
Will do. Thank you.
We should
And then
talk to someone else.
Do I see a guard around?
Not as many as you did when you were in the Gallows Bridge, but it doesn't take too long for you to find it.
I just approach one.
Just like Al Hut, this has a very hardy guard population.
Yeah, I approach one of them.
All right, they're dressed in a very mundane way, with a green sash going is their marking across their chest. Armor's fairly
light.
not. Yeah, it's light. It's very hot outside. Yep. But you walk up. Yes, can I help you with anything, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm looking for the Red Rogue Inn.
Go down the main road to the market square. Go left past the old church, and you'll see it. It has a big sign. You'll see it. It's hard to miss.
Thank you. Have a safe day.
You too. And if you keep going, taking those directions, you will pass the main market square, which seems to take the same. It's almost on par with Tarkova's market square, maybe bigger.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
But there's no. I don't actually. Is there? Yeah, no, there is a sky tower. I forgot to mention that. There is a sky tower in the market square. It's central to the market square. But this one is a very tall, spindly one. But it goes up to about 100 feet. There are currently no ships docked there. But individuals are trading, and it's very active. You are noticing, as well as you go by, people are in the Feast of Spirits mood today. Because while you see a lot of people trading, you don't see a lot of the shops open. A lot of the shops are shuttered. You see a lot of kids out. And when you get to the market square, although there is trade happening, part of it seems to be set aside, and you see a puppet show going on for a lot of children. Individuals have the standard offerings in front of their front doors, like food or items, etc., that are put out for the spirits for the night. That kind of stuff. The puppet show seems to be retelling the origins of the holiday to the children as you pass by. When you round the turn you're supposed to be taking, you'll see an old, fairly large, burned husk of a church. Isaac, you recognize it to be the standard design of a Pelorian church, and it is. There's nothing within 50 feet of its structure. It's burned to a crisp, and just standing there, untouched.
Mog goes to Isaac in a very low voice. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I hear this because I'm assuming I do.
Yeah.
You have a pass perception at almost 20, so yeah.
Yeah.
You-
Is Isaac telling the truth? We roll
Yeah.
insight because I will.
Make an insight check, yeah.
He's like, is Isaac actually okay? Oh, it's a 15.
You still might know.
What do I have to roll against that?
Depends on if you're telling the truth, you'd have to do it's just persuasion.
And
If
then
you're-
deception
if you're lying,
lying.
deception.
Yeah.
How do I hide my roll?
Maybe do it
You can just
in-
roll it on your desk
Find
and
the
then
dice.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
He's like, where the fuck is my dice?
Is that a D20 or is that a D2? That's 20.
Too many dice.
Oh,
just-
you have no idea.
hard to
All
read.
right. Hard to read. All right, cool.
I just got a dirty 20.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. Cool.
You continue
Filthy.
on your way past this church. And just like the guard said, you definitely find the Red Road. You see a big 2-story sandstone building with a very open interior kind of design. And in the front, a big wooden red rogue, like painted red rogue in the front. Just like maybe double the size of a normal person, just kind of like put out front and attached to the front of the building.
The guard is right. We're not going to miss his place. How many rooms do we want? 5 or 6?
I'd like a room for myself. I
5
think.
and a half.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Salah, do you want your own room?
Yes.
Okay. 6 then.
If you go up to it, there's no it's again very open. The bar area seems to be open air, with no actual front door, just a front opening. And the 2-story building seems to be built around it with rooms on the interior part, like a motel, kind of like a 2-story motel, except it's curved around. In the central area is a bar or an inn,
Like a saloon
kind
in
of
the Old West.
atmosphere. A bit, yeah. Except this one's very open, so it's very open air.
Play a piano in the corner. Ding, ding, ding.
Play it again, Sam.
But you enter inside, and it's somewhat active. People are enjoying themselves, and seems like a lot of people are getting a day off, or they're taking a day off. So there's some drinks going on here and there. Some people eating. You do notice a couple of individuals behind the 2 different bar areas. If you'd like to approach them, they inform you that there are plenty of rooms available on the 2nd story.
We're gonna need at least these rooms for 2 weeks. No, we're gonna need at least 5 of these rooms for 2 weeks because Salah might not be staying for the full 2 weeks.
Barmaid. We can do that. We'll say it's 2 silver pieces a night. So for 2 weeks, we'll do 5 gold pieces for the whole group. I think that works out.
Okay, I hand her over 5 gold. Salah, how long do you think you'll be staying?
I don't know.
We'll call it 5 days and call it even.
That works.
All right, I'll give the barmaid an extra gold then for the 6th room for 5 days.
Mog goes, excuse me, what's your name? Make up a name.
Her name is
Barmaid.
Jessica.
Barmaid.
Her name is Karen. Wait, what?
No, her name is Bar.
Slur now.
Arel.
Maid.
Arel. Arel.
Um,
Arel.
RL.
Well.
A-R-E-L. Damn it.
It's nice to meet you. Where could I find a bath? I've been travelling for a long time.
Yeah,
We
it's not a
offer-
bad idea.
We offer that service. It's an extra 5 silver pieces. It takes a while to get the bath heated. There
I
is a
toss a
public
gold
bath.
coin her way. I'll have one too.
Alright, that's this pays for 2.
I give her another 5 silver.
Right.
I just paid for yours.
Okay, so Sesh needs to pay for hers?
No, I'll pay for
Yeah, I'll
Sash's
pay
then.
for.
You can-
I'll give her.
I'll pay for
Like-
Sash's then. Fine, so just.
Uh,
I was being
Sala,
nice.
you want a bath too?
I'm okay.
Isaac.
Okay.
Isaac likes to
I am
bathe in rivers and streams.
Yeah, Isaac will bathe down in the rat.
In the dock with
in
the,
the rat
dwarf
docks.
fish.
Yeah, with the fish and the rats, and it'll be a great time for him.
That's soothing, cleansing salt water.
Yeah,
Uh,
into all of
Give
the
me a water
wounds.
bath.
Let's
Yeah.
do a
Uh,
little night bath unless it's in beer.
It's like this is not this kind of place that I would bathe, man.
he's
I,
he's
it
still.
is. I have a better taste in this establishment.
He's
you
following
like
you.
kind of-
He's following
Don't just
you
stand there
around like-
T-posing. Give me a bloody answer.
He's T-posed, following you around like a follower in Fallout, but unfortunately keeps glitching into the walls halfway whenever you stop.
I like to think of Ustinio as a Skyrim horse. Just-
Yeah, well, that's
I
what
like
I'm
to think of
imagining
this
is like when
road
he's on a
channel, Witcher 3
slightly.
appears on
Yeah.
a rooftop for no goddamn good reason.
I like the
It's
idea
like
that
even when they're
when you
stopped-
stop on a not on center, like a not level surface, instead he just keeps like glitching back and forth slightly because he can't decide on which z-axis he's on at the moment. Just kind of like. So, you all pay for a bath, 5 silver apiece,
Yep.
if you'd like to. We'll get these ran up for you. Just stay around the area and.
Well, if I could
Light
have
up.
the key to my room, then I'll put my stuff upstairs and then I'll come back down. Waiting for
Each
my
of you are provided with a key.
Ooh, a whole key.
That you were provided with.
Sure
And
it's
if you go
not
check,
fly.
swear to God. It's funny enough, Isaac just gets hit by a fireball out of nowhere.
Funnily enough, Isaac just turns to fucking
His head just
ash.
explodes. I don't know why.
Fallout New Vegas style, when like you have bloody mess on and you shoot somebody in like the toe and their head just goes. Boop.
No, Isaac's
it's,
Mandalorian star
it's-
just sort of comes out from under all of his stuff and goes,
And then
"Look
everyone
who
goes
I am!"
quiet.
Everybody turns to him like.
You but when you go up to your rooms, they're fairly basic. It's a wooden cot with with like some bedding on it. You have like a little desk, a chair, and a chest inside of the room. Nothing too fancy. But
Sash
I
peels
still-
off her armor.
I'll say,
10 minutes.
I'll say we'll end off that because we can go on our break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be back.
That's the break. It
5
takes her
to
10
10
minutes to take her off.
Yeah, that's. And so go get yourselves some refreshments, and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're back.
I might talk to you about that, Mage. I might get some pictures.
Alive. We're dancing, we're shaking.
Okay. Sorry, it's super hot in here, so I had to get something to drink.
He's super
That's fine.
parched. He's actually living in the desert right now.
It's
he's getting in character.
currently. It's currently 86 degrees inside this room.
What's that in real money?
Yeah.
What's that in shit that makes sense?
At least in the 20s.
30.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow, fuck.
30 degrees
Oh.
Celsius.
That's hot. That's hot. That's what
that-
Will Smith says. That's hot.
That
how,
is ginger melting temperature.
Yes.
That's
We
how,
know that gingers are much like mercury in that they will melt.
that's how
at
hot
any
it is in this
temperature
house
higher
right
than
now.
25.
In my, well, specifically in my room with a fan on speed 2 right on me, and I still can't. It's bad.
Is bad.
He's bad. Okay. So, what do y'all want to do?
We're gonna kill something.
Well, some of us are taking a bath, and
Yeah, I'm assuming you
Well-
guys are going through that.
Isaac's gonna walk around the market, I think. Have a look round.
I mean, if Rivallon wants to go and find the job board,
Rivallon's on his way to find the job board, and also to keep an eye on
I'll go with
Isaac
Rivallon.
in case he accidentally, like, shows someone his similar paylaw or something like that.
Huh.
hey, bro, you got any of that symbol of pale? You got any of that?
Got any of that sun worship?
I need some Mac Daddy son father in my life right now.
Right in here, bro.
All right. So, you are all you all get through your baths however you want to, or well, actually, there's only a few. There's only like 2 baths in the place at a time. So, they heat it up. Whoever wants to go first goes first, and I'm guessing it works out to be Rivallon and Isaac go out while
Everyone
Sash
else
and Mog deal with that.
Relaxes and does anything. As Rivallon's walking out the door, everyone notices he's scratching one of his ears.
Sala,
Oh shit.
Oh,
Sala goes up to her
shit.
room. Sala goes up to her room, comes back, still has the saddlebag arrangement on her shoulder, but is no longer carrying the boots that she was given, and goes to the market, which is just down the road on her own. Is what you see. I guess the 2 that are not taking a bath, you head to the market. If you're trying to keep an eye on Isaac Rivallon, then head there. Like I said before, it is looks to be quiet compared to their normal volume. The market, a lot of things are shuttered. There's still some people hawking goods and items. Few individuals making things that look to or providing things that are made, and they look to be like within kind of like a spirit, within the spirit of the holiday. So like some knickknacks and
Any food
Thing.
stands or anything?
Yes, there's a couple of those are here and there that you can find easily enough.
Isaac turned to Rivallon. I don't know about you, but I've been in the desert for about, a month now? Should we get something to eat that's been, probably made recently?
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
There's like, you know what? Fresh food sounds great.
What not even fresh food? Like greasy fast food would be great right now, I think.
No kebabs.
Hey, at least you're in the desert now. They're actually good here.
No
It's like-
kebabs.
I have been eating rations for the last, month and a
6
half?
weeks? I think,
was
yeah,
I.
6 weeks.
Yeah, make a complain
Exactly.
about it.
I'm not made of strong stuff as you.
How does some fresh, juicy steak sound, Rivallon?
I just like, is there anyone like
if it's not
sizzling some
whimpering on the plate,
sausages
begging for
or
mercy, it's overdone.
It's
Or
not
is
kind.
it
The culture
any
there.
sort of like Danishes kind of thing that I'm looking like? Because
pastries.
something that's relatively fresh.
There's
and-
like it's not like the culture's different. The culture's different here in a way. There are food stands, but it's not like it's cooked on the spot kind of a thing.
Yeah,
they're
that's
cooking it there, and it's
great.
like
Street food.
it's like these stands are made, and they have like a little fire
kebabs
pit
sort of
thing
thing.
next to them that they're cooking. It looks like these things are there all the time, and they're just kind of like providing food. Do you go to a specific one, or you just go to the first one that you?
I'm going to the one that smells the best.
Make a sense
I'm
check.
only happy if a good
that
vet
dice is
bring their
lost
food
forever
back
now.
to life.
That one under my desk, behind my trash can, lost forever now.
Was it a D4? If so, you will.
No, that was my D20. That was like my good D20 too. I'll have to pick that up later. 'Cause
You'll need
I'll have
to
to get on my
get
hands
that.
and knees to find it. I've got a lot of them. Okay, so you go to to a nearby one. This one is being manned by a gnome, a very tanned gnome, and kind of like audacious colored clothing as they're cooking in a very theatrical way. Is kind of thing like they're like when they're tossing something inside of a pan on the fire, like it goes up in the air a bit before it falls back down. Like it's more like a show kind of a thing.
I've seen the Facebook videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no menu specifically like in front of you to order from, but he points out to there's, so would you like a plate?
Of what?
Sure.
5 silver pieces.
I hand over 5 silver pieces.
For
You
what?
put down. You see, he starts cooking. He starts putting things in and spices, a whole bunch of stuff like that. You see like some like pre-made noodles are being tossed into some water and cooked and tossed, and there's like sweet and sour and savory being put together. There is what looks to be, this is a permanent fixture. These are not like mobile carts. Underneath where the fire, he's got the pan cooking, opens it up and takes out some what looks to be, it's probably bread that's been made already, but it's being kept warm underneath the fire and thing. You see some nice rye bread with a hard crust out there. Cracks it open and puts down. Basically, you each get like a 4th plate, or you didn't pay.
I haven't paid yet because I still said, what
Hold on.
do I buying?
Actually, that was 5. That was 5 for 2, so that'd be 5 for 2 plates. It was
I
it was two and a
still
half.
want to know what I'm
I've paid
buying.
for 2. I have
paid
paid,
for two?
for 2.
Like half the bread, 2
I
fourth
had
pieces.
5 silver pieces. I want to get rid of them.
That works out. But you see like you see him put in like cranberries and then crush them inside some what looks to be like maybe like a peach extract being tossed in there. A very like harsh smelling but kind of like spicy type of spread being put in, as well as it being cooked in, and salt, pepper, all that kind of stuff inside of these noodles, and puts it all down onto a plate. This like nice big noodle like mountain essentially. And this like it's not a plate, it's more like a bowl that's being put on with the rye bread and everything. And what you can see is it's probably some sort of buckwheat noodle, like thick pan-fried buckwheat noodles, with like a cranberry and peach, and some sort of like savory things mixed in as well with a rye bread served alongside of it.
Cool.
As if you
Yeah, I'm
Take it there.
gonna eat a bowl of that.
You start. Yeah, he provides. It's a very long, thin fork, and just noodles. They are sweet and
Right.
savory at the same time. Like it's very weird. It's a weird. It's a
Isaac's
weird
like,
type of
I am
dish.
not used to this, but this is good.
The
It's
rye
just
bread's
good food.
warm, still warm.
It is the first
good.
like properly non-ration cooked meal I've had in over a month. Isaac is enjoying it.
If you
and,
eat it, if you eat it with
I
one,
hand the
it
other one.
tastes good.
Fine.
It is-
awesome.
It is a
I'd just like to know what
warm.
I'm buying first.
Well,
It's
you
a
you
warm,
didn't buy
hot-
it, I did. So eat.
It is a nice hot meal. It's
I am quite happy
filling.
to kill people right now.
It's filling.
I know,
When you get
that's why
done with the
usually-
noodles, the rye bread soaks up like that cranberry peach and like mixture that was in there, and it's you think probably not a normal thing. This is probably holiday food. It's sweet, it's warm, it's nice. It makes you feel pretty content. What it is, but it is a filling meal, a
They're
very
drugging
filling
us.
meal.
Maybe. It's actually full of cocaine.
That wouldn't make you content then.
No, it makes Isaac content because his cocaine addiction was getting to him. All the months out in the desert
Going
with
through
no
the
cocaine.
DTs.
Yeah.
DT's happened about 2 weeks ago. We're on the
Hey,
flat.
Sasha.
He's fine. He's fine.
Yep.
now.
He's relapsed.
That night he spent the entire time awake that nobody understood why. Yeah, there you go.
Just shaking. Couldn't get to sleep.
So alone,
Just sitting there in a cold sweat like, bruh.
Would
Come
you
on,
like
man.
something to drink with that? As an extra copper piece. It goes well.
go
No, I'm
for it.
good, thanks.
I will throw one copper piece then.
He gets off his little stoop, and you hear like a little door opening, and you think this thing is so permanent. There's probably like a little like storage cellar underneath the place where he's got it. Just to keep things a little cool. Comes up, there is a glass bottle that he hands over to you. Takes the copper piece. It is a glass bottle with a cork stopper, and you read the label. It is like a it says a butterscotch like a butterscotch kind of beer, or a butterscotch ale,
Oh, nice.
like a sweet ale. It doesn't look like it has a brand on it or anything, maybe local made, but if you pop it open, yeah, that's pretty good. Again, this seems like this is a very holiday themed meal that he's providing. But you guys go through and eat your fill. It is nice. It fills you up. It's an actual meal. It's not rationed. There's no place to sit or anything. You're just kind of standing off to the side. But
I was gonna eat it while we walk round.
Yeah, you can do so. The bowls do not look like they're that good, so they're not like he's not losing anything on them.
He's like,
And
no,
the,
I need the bowls back. No.
And the little forks, as you go through them, what felt kind of hefty, this is definitely made of wood. Like a disposable fork.
It's like a long chip fork, which Roper
Yeah.
may not understand, but
Fries
no,
fork for the single American in this chat.
Why would you eat fries with a fork? What's
No,
wrong?
because
When
you
you're
don't
drunk,
eat proper chips,
Like when you're
you eat
incredibly drunk,
fries.
right? And there's
Even
lots of like
steak
sauce.
fries,
plastered all over
which
them.
are your chips, even steak
No,
fries
they're not.
don't.
Steak fries are steak fries. Steak cut is different to a standard chip cut, okay?
Yeah. So don't even go there, buddy.
Like Roach, if you're like on a night out, I know you don't drink, but if you're on a night out after having a few beers, you're piss drunk, you're after
I
getting
have
like a
no-
big,
I have no basis
you're
of
getting like a big serving of like a tray of like fries, and they're covered in like sauces and cheese and everything. You're not gonna want to stick your fingers in there. You're gonna want a fork.
Yeah, so you get
It's
like
a wooden
little
two-pronged
steak
fork
things.
that's about the length of your finger, but it's there, and you use it to stab the chips and stuff them in your mouth.
Yeah, for when you're in a night out when you go to like a one of those kebab shops that also does pizzas and burgers and chips and everything,
Or
and
you're by
has
the seaside for the day.
medium hygiene rated.
Oh yeah, the seaside of the natural.
Yeah, the retinol
Yeah.
is
That's the best way to say it. That's
You know what
the
the-
best
the
description I've ever
funniest-
heard. Medium hygiene rating.
Yeah, you know
They
the
got a
funniest thing
C
is,
on
right,
their health inspection report.
the
Oh,
funniest thing is, right,
if
is
they're
that
lucky.
Mage was describing that, and I can picture the exact place in my head that I've been
so
at.
could I. Yeah, it's just like it's
Like,
probably
I mean,
got a
you
name
guys-
to use the one from my uni town.
How'd you
Stavros.
conquer the world?
We don't know. We're not sure how we got there, but the rest of us really let the world down, didn't we?
Stavros's kebab, chips, pizza, and falafel house.
They're called
I will say
Vegos,
this.
Brandon.
I will say this. I have looked at possibly, because I am a bit of a foodie, I have looked at possibly getting one of those rotisserie cooker.
Oh, they're great. I love them.
Because you can buy them for not too much, and I kind of want to try it because I can make a really good marinated lamb. So I've done lamb before, and I would love to try it. But whatever.
You see Roach like
Um,
with the rotisserie spinning in the background, like, hang on, guys, I gotta,
I just
you know,
wanna do
shave
some
a bit off.
tasting.
I mean, I have so many cooking gadgets that I don't use enough anyway, so I can't justify it because I also want to get a waffle maker. But because good waffles, you need to make a good waffle. You need a good waffle maker. Either. So you finish as you're going by. Basically, most of the stalls are selling little trinkets, like little like tourist like gitchy things, like nothing too substantial. It looks like most of the substantial sellers are like closed for the day. Like maybe you're looking maybe 2 out of every 3 stalls are empty or shuttered when you're walking by. The funny thing is, it's still pretty active, just even just from the sheer size of this. Because if you look at the scale of this map compared to like Tarkova, this is a very big city. This is a major city. Tarkova is similar, but this is big. Like just in terms of like spread out in population. So as you're going through, you're just eating, and is there anything you're looking for specifically? Because I could describe to you what's available to buy.
Yes,
like,
I'm
for
looking
every
for a shop that can give me super arrows.
Super arrows. You don't find any of that as you're going
You
by.
find a singular
from the-
arrow
from the-
marked BFG 9000.
from the kitschy like
We call
tourist
this
shops.
arrow the nuclear option.
Does he see any of the shops shuttered that might be arcane shops or weapon
let me check.
shops?
Let me
Or
check
shops
here.
that can sell arrows that do extra damage. Because apparently, Rangers are the worst class, and the guy who helped me build my character
They're
didn't
not!
say anything.
That is just what that is the opinion of Mikey, and
That is the
General
opinion
Gabe.
of 95% of the players of this game.
They're wrong.
Rangers are
You-
cool, situationally.
You can make anything
We
work.
wouldn't have
I played a
survived
Ranger
without
and
a
Pathfinder for
Okay.
ages.
Pathfinder
now.
Rangers are broken, man. They're so overpowered in that setting, though.
So it doesn't matter. One of the best characters in Critical Role is a Ranger.
Okay, I'll give you that.
But aren't
one.
they using the revised Ranger where favorite enemy gives you
No,
something
it's
different?
Station 1.
It's the
Oh,
same. It's the basic one. Yeah, Vexali is great. Okay, you don't necessarily see like an arcane shop
Oh,
like with
okay.
that specific thing. You do see some places that, from your experience, because you guys have been through a couple of cities before that don't have arcane shops, but you still found magic items here and there, like shops that look like they sell curios and oddities and that kind of stuff. You see some of those here and there, which have the potential, in your experience, that you could get lucky. You know, magic shops aren't common. It's you need to be a very specialized type of magic user to be able to enchant items or that kind of stuff. So it's Paramin possibly would have that, but you're not seeing it specifically. You could ask around, but you're not seeing it from like your vantage point because you're looking out from this big market square and you're not seeing it. You do see a couple like shops that are like the equivalent of like a medieval pawn shop, and you never know what's in there. You know, it could be nothing, or you could find a shotgun. You know,
I
it's
will
just kind of a
mentally mark them as to where they are.
You could
and I'll
you could
go
walk
back
in and be like,
tomorrow
"Oh,
when the
this
place
is nothing,"
back.
and then you could
Yeah,
walk
that's
into the
just-
next one and be
Yeah,
like,
it's just like,
Nothing. Wanda Focus, nothing.
Nothing,
you-
nothing.
you
M2
mark 'em-
Thompson, nothing.
You mark down where you think they might be, or where you think you might be able to find something tomorrow, or when the shop's
17
open.
copies of How to Train Your Dragon. Nothing.
After a while, you do meet up with Sala. At this point, she cannot talk. Well, she can talk, but you can't understand her. But it looks like she used what was left of her time being able to talk with people to buy herself. She now has a cloak that she's wearing that is covering her uniform. And also she's carrying around, it looks to be like some sort of like a big beef sausage with like mustard on a stick that she bought. She's just like kind of eating as she
Well,
goes by.
Everyone speaks Draconic.
She can
there.
speak some Draconic. She knows how to trade. The way she described it last time, she's done some trade with Draconic traders.
Yeah.
So she knows a limited amount to be able to possibly communicate. Like, but
Okay, so when we meet up with her, I just go, "What's up, hot stuff?"
she answers by she's like pointing to herself and she's shaking her head like you think she's probably trying to say well, you get like little bits and just like can't understand. I can't talk. I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I know.
That's the point. Rivallon says.
She just takes another
You
bite of the sausage as she's
are a fox.
just
thought
kind of
she was
eating.
This is weird.
Super awkward.
Isaac's just sitting there like, oh, I should have stayed back in the inn.
If it wouldn't get me killed here, I would have hit you with my star.
Why?
Bonk.
I'm just being honest. I think she's smoking hot. Is it my fault she can't understand me? No.
I will say she looks incredibly out of place, even with the cloak, as she's trying to kind of blend in. Every time she takes a step, she's still wearing her uniform boots, which have metal heels on them that clack against the
wearing tattoos.
against the cobblestones. So it's click, 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 and
We really need to
very
take those off her, don't we?
very stiff gait and very proper. Even though she's eating, she's still in like a uniform mode. She doesn't have any. She can't not turn it off. So she's just
We need to
Looking
teach her how to
around.
walk as well.
I think we're just going to get looked at while she's here.
Yeah,
It's
I can't
fine.
exactly like abandon the poor girl.
No, exactly. And honestly, better looking at her than looking too closely at me, I guess, right now.
Oh, way to make this all about you, Isaac.
I know
Ways
when I
of
am-
background of her
all
background of
about
Isaac's
you.
burned church of his patrons. just by.
Slow pan.
Way to make it only about you. Pan over to the burned church.
Pan over to the bridge where everything that he and all of
Where
the,
you know, by the way, Sesh, you know the legend is the fact that it's called the Gallows Bridge because that's where they hung.
Yeah,
all
that's
of
where they hung all the
Palorian
people.
officials.
Yep.
Isaac knows that too, because somebody, when he did his research, that was explained to him.
That's why I said hang him high, hang him long, because it was funny and dark and morose.
Very dark. Very dark. But no, there's other than that, it's not a lot really going on.
You
from
guys
what
seen the
you know.
film 13 Hours in Benghazi?
No, I haven't actually.
Actually, no,
Okay.
I haven't. No.
Oh, okay. I feel
By
By
good,
the way,
though.
I saw
Krasinski in that
Train to
film.
Busan for the first time just because I was sick. So I binged watched whatever I could.
Nice.
Really good movie. I cannot wait for the sequel because that's been shown to be happening. They put a trailer out.
Cool.
Train to Busan 2. Want to watch it? I really do.
Is
But
that
yeah,
the
nothing
zombie
really else.
apocalypse one?
Yeah, the Korean one where they're on
Yeah.
the train. Yeah, it's super good. I love it. That it's a great concept. The way they handled that, and it didn't really bother me as much the subtitles as I thought it would. For like an action movies and stuff like that, it's kind of hit or miss with me.
Yeah, but
with
they did it
subtitles.
really, really well, if I remember rightly.
Well, they had a lot. Well, the action scenes were very dialogue light.
Yes.
But the dialogue when it did happen in the serious moments was a bit more It had a lot of like peaks and valleys when it comes to
Yes.
action, and it's really good. That worked
But
great.
it's well timed, so that when you get the action, you get a slow bit afterwards, so you can catch your breath. It's not just like
Yeah.
Western films,
It's
which is
so
action,
good.
action, 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 exposition.
not-
Action,
it's not
action,
World War
action,
Z.
Action.
It's not World War Z, the worst
Yeah.
example of that. Yes, but this isn't film hour, so we can. And by the way,
No, we should play
a
some
lawnmower
games.
is now going.
No,
Yeah, lawnmower's
film
going
hour.
on behind me. Lawnmower's not is going on behind me. So if
So
you hear
we've
that,
skipped
I'm
over
sorry.
Mech Warrior, politic, and everything else. now, and
Movies
moved
now.
on to
Mech
movie hour.
Warrior.
No. But yeah, nothing else is really going on inside the main square except you do see that.
Yes, it was.
You do see that.
It was terrible.
That puppet show's still going on. Kind of a thing. They're retelling. It looks to be a thing for the kids. Some people are going on. Some people are going back. It's just generally people are having an enjoyable time. And although it is warm and muggy, or hot and muggy, it's other than that, it's not that bad in terms of the actual weather. It's a lot better than where you were. It's not. The wind's not that bad, and you are getting a bit of a breeze off of the bay that's off to the side of the city. We can say at that point, we can say the two ladies of the group, you're done with your baths. What are you doing with your?
Sasha's
time?
going to put on her set of fine clothes, much more form-fitting and breathable than her armor, and wait for Mog to join her.
Yep. Mog's gonna dress up nice as well, given the festival spirit. Sort of do her hair up, and then wander down to the bar.
Hair?
Yeah.
All right, you get something.
What is this hair thing? Says the woman with horns.
Are you getting something to eat as well? Are you?
Yeah. I'll like. Is there anyone that's serving like sort of like a mixed like stir fry design around this sort of time of year?
It's actually I was actually just looking up the list of like regional dishes, and one of them specifically is a stir fry. I'm
Yeah.
not kidding. I'm
That's
kidding.
just like, I really want a
description
stir
I
fry.
have. Description I have of it is a stir fry brown rice with goose, beef, meat on a bed of diced greens, cabbage, and like a zucchini with some honey blackberry and a small like broth soup next to it. Was the
God, you're
was the
making me
description.
hungry. Yeah, I'm ordering
If
that.
there's anything I can do, I can do descriptions of food really, really well.
Yeah, I'm gonna order that for myself. If
Alright.
actually, I'll if Mog is like, I'll say to Mog, yeah, I'd recommend this. It's sort of
That
similar
sounds
to something.
delicious.
yeah.
Also beer.
Beer. Yeah, though there's plenty of ales available and whiskeys that they sell.
Any rum?
They sell. No, they're not
Damn it.
that. They're not either that.
The rum's gone.
Damn
They're
it.
not either that low on the totem pole or that high on the totem pole. Because if you're in the middle of the row, you can't get like cheap rum and you can't get expensive rum. So that's like
Yeah.
the two
That's
things.
just
It's
not
like
rum.
middle of the row. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll get some like ale, just some nice.
All right. They have a
red
couple
ale.
of different kinds of cider and beers and ale available. Some that are holiday themed, others not. It looks like sweet ale
Where
is a
is
theme.
Ustinia?
T-posing
Drinking
is awesome.
heavily.
Ustinia's
While
been
T-posing.
Ustinia got himself a meal down there, and he's got himself a drink. He's relaxing because it's the first time he's actually been out of the desert, which he's not used to, and he's enjoying the, although warm, Mediterranean mild weather that this is, and just drinking in the atmosphere of everybody being jovial and nice, and he's not being threatened or with death or anything like that. He's kind of unwinding. That's what he's doing. That's what he's trying to do, at least. If he told you that he's probably also going to go like check out the market at some point, or maybe tomorrow go and do some shopping to see what he can get. As you all wait for your items and your mounts to come back from the
I'm
desert.
going to order a nice ruby red ale or something like that. They have something like that.
Right. they have a large selection. This is a very this is like middle class establishment kind of thing. They have a large number of drinks that you can order from.
Yeah.
They hand you whatever, basically the equivalent of whatever you order. So you get yourselves something nice to eat and drink, enjoy it. You're clean. The atmosphere is nice. People are laughing, socializing. It's just all around a good It's just a good day. It feels like this is nice, especially compared to, given the fact that you teleported in from a room that had a dead body in it.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
of a sworn enemy of your group.
Yep. Hey, we didn't swear that it was her who did that.
Yeah, and also had some revelations about a possible deity that has control over an entire society bent on revenge.
Yep. Yeah. Let's not investigate that right now. Right now, we're enjoying our ale and our stir fry. And Mog, one thing you've noticed this entire time, even though Sesh is wearing her nice clothes, she hasn't taken off that little red ribbon that she has tied to one of her horns. To the right horn, in fact. She's never taken it off, in fact, as far as you've seen.
May I ask what the ribbon is for?
Oh, this was the thing. And she, gives a little sort of, spin between her fingers. Back in Alhut, the medicus people with medical training had to wear a red cap. And as you imagine, the horns made that kind of difficult. So I just sort of tied a string to it. It works, plus it's kind of hard to miss me. So.
I like that you point out that you can help to others who may need you.
That was the idea.
You're a much better woman than I.
I don't think so. But we'll find out. This ale is really good, by the way.
It really is. I may go a little. There we go. I'm sorry.
Listen, I've had to throw people out of bars before. You're no real... Just don't worry about it. You're fine. Don't worry. I once had to throw a guy out of a pub for for drinking way too much, and he proceeded to strip naked in the middle of the pub and start dancing.
That didn't happen in the establishments that I went to. Well,
Yeah.
not often. Not while I was there, anyway. Mother usually sort of scooted me out before she sort of saw that sort of thing starting.
I was the person they called in to throw them out. It was fun, sometimes.
Yeah, let's tell fun stories today, and then do serious work tomorrow.
Rivallon's
I can
still
drink
in
to
his
that.
full armor and weapons loadout.
Rivallon's never getting
When
out.
are you not, though?
Yeah.
When are you not, though? That's like saying that, If you took off your armor, wouldn't you have to take off your tabard then as well? Because you can't hide the tabard as easy. With the breastplate on. Yeah.
The only way I'm not visible as a Palorian follower is with the breastplate on, or with pretty much everything off.
Doesn't the
You're not
cloak
giving-
cover everything? Oh, it's a bit warm for the cloak, though.
Yeah, it's a cloak would be fairly warm right now. Though that is the thing you also notice. Sala's cloak is made of a local made fabric. It's kind of like if you ever have a shemagh, if you ever seen one of those or anything like that, it's very loose weave, so that a lot of air gets through. So it's not as bad.
It's not as
more-
dense.
Yeah, it's more just there so that her uniform doesn't stand out, which she was getting some side eyes as you walked through the streets of the city. You two, by the way, lose track of Sala. Because she just rolled a natural 20 plus 6 on her on her stealth.
That's right. I got a passive perception of 12, so
Yeah, you just look away for a second, look back, and she's gone.
God, I love that woman. So that's what that feels
Rivallon's
like.
like, damn, I want to marry her.
Just the stick from the sausage she was eating is left on the ground.
That's what that feels like.
Rivallon pockets it.
For later.
Is he just gonna be really
Rivallon
creepy
thinks
about it? Just going. just a thing. Yeah.
That's for when he's alone.
Oh no.
So Sesh knocks back
That
the rest of her
woman
ale after finishing her
is gonna
meal
be
and
my
goes,
wife.
"We should go find the boys before they get themselves into trouble."
We're gonna have super
There's a
stealthy
phrase.
babies.
People with a stick up their butt.
Well, one boy seems to be well on his way to sleep in the corner.
We look over to Ustenia. He's just T-posing in the corner.
Ustenia's a little ways through some drinks and enjoying. He's trading stories with some older individuals in a corner. He's socializing with just people at the bar, and retelling, recounting the creature that he killed that is now part of his helmet and his jacket. Which, by the way, he's still wearing, and you can tell it's fucking hot.
He's just
fucking
sweating
hot.
profusely, like-
it's sweating profusely, but he's also drinking a lot, so he's staying hydrated. So
Good.
No,
All right.
That's not how beer works.
No. Very much
he
so.
wouldn't know that.
True, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
I just,
cold and he's drinking.
He just
it.
wants
Yeah.
to play volley.
Sesh
he's
gives like Ustenia this wave and is like, "I'll see you later."
He
Sort of
waves
thing.
back and he's just recounting the events of killing the displacer beast, and then he goes on to the dragon fight. And just the people, some people are going like, some people are invested, other people are thinking like, this guy's drunk and probably not telling
And
the truth.
Rivallon
but-
wanders
He's
over
telling
and
the
goes,
truth, says the Dragonborn.
He's telling the truth to a point. He actually didn't get the kill with the displacer beast.
You're not there.
You're not there.
But
Or the dragon.
if you head out to go and try and find the boys,
Them boys.
the rest of the group, you start on your way out. It's not too long afterwards. You get a Sesh. You get a tap on your shoulder.
Oh, hey, Sala.
Yeah, you see her there. She's got a cloak, and she's like pointing to her throat.
Yeah, I put my hand on her shoulder and cast tongues again.
How long can you do this for? How does this take a lot? I don't want
Oh.
to be.
I
I was in the middle of negotiating a sale of some of my.
You got 3 more hours today,
Great. I was
on
in
top
middle
of the hour
trying
you
to
now
s-
have.
That's good. I was trying to sell some items to make a little bit of extra money, and unfortunately, I lost it midway through. I was able to suss my way out to getting some dinner, though, or well, lunch, I guess. But yes,
We've just eaten. Have you seen our companions?
I left them somewhere out there. He points to the big marketplace square.
I mean, if you want to, I could go with you and help you out with selling stuff. That was kind of my job.
No, I'm okay. I just
Sure.
want to get. I need to be. I'd rather do it my own. Thank you, though. And she
We understand.
walks away very loudly as her feet clack against.
Get
the
new
cobblestone.
boots.
Get new boots.
You'll blend in better.
Someone has to grab hold of
might fit.
Rivallon's collar as he's walking, following him.
Eh.
Oh! There goes my wife!
Just
Look,
lifts
he
him off
drags
the
wife.
ground. Lifts him off the ground. He's still walking.
Didn't we talk
you,
about you not doing stuff like that, or I take your hand off?
Yeah, but you're too distracted right now.
No, my feet aren't touching the
So
ground.
Yeah, but you're so distracted by the fact that you want to go after your wife. that
no,
you're just-
no. If you just held me, it'd have been fine. Now you pick me up, treat me like a child. That's it. The sword's coming out.
So,
All right, then.
Rivallon, did you make a note of those jewelers we passed? Had a great selection of rings.
Nice. That's rival hurriedly writing a note that says, "Kill Sesh, then Isaac."
Have you found what you were looking looking for?
No, I need to find a horse so I can cut its head.
Very well.
Mob
Technically, 2
justice.
horses.
Because I'm running low on funds, so if we could find a job while we're waiting for our
If you
other
were-
companions to arrive, that would be best for me.
You again? Sorry for the lawnmower. If it
Can't hear it.
Can't
is-
hear it. It's
is
fine, Reg.
audible.
I can.
Well, yeah.
Just
Now
like-
you can hear both ears now, Midge. You have double
Yeah.
the double the hearing. 100% better.
A whole new guy.
Yeah. Welcome to 2003.
Welcome
When
to
stereo
stereo,
sound.
bitch.
Yeah, when stereo sound existed. You. You.
That was a good burn. I have to,
Yeah.
That's up to you on that one. I actually
Thank you.
felt that one.
If you're looking for a job board, specifically Rivallon, you don't find one in the area that you're kind of in. If you're trying to stay around the market square, you don't find one. Are you just looking, or are you trying to actively seek it out? Because if you're seeking out, you can ask people
We're
around and see if
just
there's like a
looking
job
around
board.
because it's still Festival of Spirits.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's not
it's
like
the-
we.
It's the
Is there a place
feast
on like the
spirits.
the marketplace where we can buy some ale?
I mean, yeah. There's again, there are a whole bunch of places that are doing.
Yeah,
like,
I'll buy
cook-
like everyone a drink.
food
Drunk.
and things.
I'll buy everyone a
There-
drink.
There are individuals that are selling that very holiday themed butterscotch kind of ale.
Sure,
that-
I'll buy everyone a bottle of that.
All right.
If
It is.
I drink much more sesh, then you will not understand me for much longer. Thank you.
Don't worry, I can cast tongues.
But you. And by the way, it's not even noon yet.
Yep,
just
day
want to point out,
drinking.
it's not even noon yet. You're buying ale and just drinking in public as you're going around and walking around the place where the only shops opened are things that sell tourist like gifts essentially.
Mog
We
looks
look
up
like
at
a
the
bunch of
sky.
tourists right now.
Mog's
Yeah.
look
By
up-
the way. Oh, go ahead. I was.
Mog
No,
looks
it's
up-
too late now. I'm upset.
Mog looks up at the sky and goes, "It's afternoon somewhere."
It's afternoon somewhere.
As
You know
the
what?
old
Fuck it.
ballad goes, it is
4 o'clock
5
in
o'clock
some place.
somewhere.
Yep.
It is 5 o'clock in some realm.
In one of the many realms.
It's 5 o'clock in some realm. I like that.
I said, I will need the same.
Please don't tell me
later."
he has a D&D equivalent, because we can't live in that world.
Roach is
What's
just
that-
like, I'm gonna need to take this
What's
beast
that
with me."
name? What's that guy's name? Was that
Gareth
guy's name? 'Cause
Brooks.
Garth, is it Garth? Okay, because I remember the South Park joke about him. Was oh no, we couldn't get him, but we got Garth Brooks for your AIDS.
Garth Brooks is in 5 o'clock somewhere.
Oh, what
Is
is
it
it?
not?
What is it? Is it something?
That's Jimmy Buffett is 5 o'clock.
Jimmy Buffett. That's
Ah.
what it is. Jimmy Buffett. No, we couldn't get blank, but we got Jimmy Buffett, and it's like Eric Cartman's like AIDS like
Oh yeah,
fundraiser thing.
fundraiser, yeah.
But nobody cares because it's cancer now is the big thing, and it's the joke in the series. But whatever. That was a good episode. We figured out how to cure AIDS. You just have to just inject all your cash in front of like an emaciated African settlement.
Mog finishes her sentence, Isaac produces the stone ascending and said, "As long as you leave me with a charge."
I only need one.
There you are.
1,000.
What's
She
roaming,
pockets it
so-
for later
Yeah.
use.
All right.
She's gonna call her mom. She's gonna call her
but if-
dad.
Mum and Dad. need space.
She's gonna call her.
I'm actually gonna do that. I'm gonna
Patron.
cast sending and send
And
a
then she's
message
gonna
to my
throw it
dad
away.
and just be
'Cause
like,
doesn't work.
"Happy-"
It's useless.
Oh,
Mog,
what are you
I've-
doing?
I had
what are
a
you doing,
thought.
Sash?
I'm just gonna send a sending to my dad and be like, "Hey, happy holidays! I'm in Paramin. Sorry, I can't be there with you, mom and dad. You know,
This
You're
is
sending that to your
lovely.
dad.
yeah,
Okay, takes a minute. and I keep thinking it's like a phone, so you're like hearing him like rustle around with things as he's going, but you just hear his voice.
Yeah.
So
It'd be
you're
really
not
funny
hearing-
if, like-
you're not hearing the environmental thing as he's cooking or anything. Or that'd be weird. No, it's a minute, and the deep voice of your father comes through. I'm going like, oh, Sesh, it's good to hear from you. It's been nice that you keep us up to date. If you get a chance, come home for the holidays, just for a bit. Hope you're safe. Enjoy Paramin. I know I did. And that's it.
Oh.
Her dad was a mason. He's worked a lot of places. He's a
Sounds
mason.
like there's
Sorry.
some interesting nightlife here.
I mean, it's fucking Paramin, bro.
Don't know what that
What happens in Paramin stays in Paramin, bro.
Is this the Vegas of this world? Is it just casinos everywhere?
Yes.
I envision it more like the Tijuana of this world.
Oh no.
you can get it.
but, Mog, have you tried using it to contact your brother?
Before I came, my mother and father have a sending stone, and it was actually what initiated the search for him, because we sent him
Right.
a message on his just after his 21st birthday, and he didn't answer. I just,
Right, okay.
but
Fair enough. I just didn't know if the idea had been tried.
I want to put that out of my mind for today, Isaac. Tomorrow
Nope,
is when
nope.
I start looking.
Yes.
Drink your
and
ale
we
and shut
will
the fuck
help
up.
you. Okay, no worries.
You if you're just like so the rest of your so I'm guessing what the rest of your day is just kind of or the rest of the next couple hours is you just going around and
Putting
seeing the
around
sights and drinking, enjoying the atmosphere, all that stuff. Is that what you
I wanna walk past the burnt out church if we can. Just to
Okay,
see.
that's not hard. It's literally on the way to where you sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's around it? Is it open? Is it just a
It looks
ruin?
like this at one point had like a wall around it. Like this doesn't look like a like it's the standard size and design of a church, but it's definitely different from what you know of Palorian churches, given the fact that it looks like this was fortified. Like the walls are just a little bit thicker than they should be. The windows are a little bit smaller and a little bit higher than they should be. The exterior of the plot that it's on, you can tell, used to have a thick wall that was probably high as well, and has been torn down since then, so it's flat. But the plot it's on is most of a city block, and it has not been touched. It's just kind of open from to the elements, and it looks like it's just being left to rot away or fall or just kind of like.
But it's not like fenced off or anything of the sort.
No, but nobody's going into it. It's pretty well avoided. Like you haven't seen anybody go on to the plot. And by the way, it's burnt to a crisp. Like even the grass that you've seen, some grass and greenery that is cultivated here. What used to be here is still black and charred, even after all this time. Like it is just. It is. This was no normal fire that burnt it down. Because if you look closely,
Maybe.
you see if you look closely, you can also see that the stone, although a lot of it is broken down through like blunt force or the masonry's fallen down, stuff like that. You can also see melted stone here and there.
Oh,
Well,
so
stands-
dragon
The
fire.
dragonborn fire.
Mog stands back and sort of whispers in an undertone to Sesh, I wouldn't be okay.
Oh, that was odd. My soundtrack played like a thunder crackle then. I was like, but it was like distant. It was just
It's like the Truman Show. You just get it's just Isaac gets rained on, just him.
Everybody else is there just having a great time drinking their ale, and Isaac's
this
like,
channel of
I
rain
am
on
big
Isaac."
depression right now. Isaac is
And
big
Sesh is going,
depression
"Oh,
right now.
sorry.
That's what you see when you like walk past it and look at it for a minute.
Okay.
Cool.
And in the background,
But
you
if
can
you
just hear someone playing. Why does it always rain on me?
Because your life when she was 17.
It's actually Isaac singing it to himself.
But if you are, for your next
not
couple
crying.
hours, for the next couple hours as you go around enjoying the atmosphere, you do actually notice, because it's not particularly difficult to notice this, there are signs of Palor in the city, like the faded old signs that it used to rule this city for a time, like the stars outline from stains on the side of a building, the iron fencing of a larger like building has the Star of Palor still in the ironwork of the gate or the actual like repeated patterns of the fencing. Just like small things that you can definitely tell that this used to be like a big part, but now it's just cost too much to replace it, kind of a thing.
How many years has it been again?
It's been
Several
about
hundred, right?
No, it's been a couple hundred years since the
200,
the
300?
last. Yeah, around there.
But in a
Yeah.
fantasy world, that means there's people that live here that still remember it, so that's okay.
Yeah, that means that there are like elves who were 300 at that point and are now 600 and are still perfectly
They're
capable
like-
of telling you about it.
They're like elderly elves that were like in their prime during that period, or they were like young teens or child elves that existed, or maybe some dwarves, like some really old dwarves
Yeah,
that might know.
dwarves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dragonborn wouldn't because they have a
No,
shorter life
80,
than-
90 years, I think.
Yeah, no, they're pretty similar. Orcs definitely not because they have or half orcs because they have a shorter life than humans.
75 years, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yep.
and then humans are like humans and
100.
and
About 100, I
Dragonborn are-
think.
Yeah, they're pretty equal. But yeah, there's probably some you'd think, if you really like wanted to check. But that's like stuff you see just randomly throughout. If you're like paying attention, you see like old faded star or the ironwork, or you can see like the top of one of the buildings definitely used to have like some sort of iron or metal icon on the top of its like little like sharp spire thing, but that's definitely you can see broken at some point, and it's just kind of there. It's like the scars of the rule are still there and haven't been totally healed over yet. You get that, but then contrasting with that and Isaac's internal monologue or thought process, you have a really jovial and happy atmosphere of people enjoying the holiday, and like bards every so often are singing and doing like music of the holidays, just kind of at corners, and not making a lot of money, but they're making some. Just having a good time. Are you sticking around the marketplace, or are you kind of going around? Because technically the whole Merchant Cross is like kind of a market thing. It's just, are you going anywhere specifically, or are you just staying around there?
We're,
Like, what's your?
I think it's a
Yeah.
wandering and just, pub crawl.
Are you just
but,
touring the
you know,
city?
with-
Yeah, we're doing a party on tour sort of thing.
Just going around the
doing
city?
it.
Okay,
First day of vacation, you go and
you
get
see the sights.
We've had a hell of
Yep.
a time. We're going to have
Notice
some fun.
board.
We deserve alcohol
Yeah, we are-
and
we are
relaxation
looking
right
for
now.
Okay. I'll say probably the first place you go is you go to the Grand Docks, which are a little bit south of the Merchant Cross district. And also probably where the biggest buildings are, so probably gains your eye quickly as you go down toward there. And there's a reason that they're called the Grand Docks, as you heard from some histories in the past and everything. This was made during the time of the Palorian rule and had a shitload of money pumped into it. So this is incredibly big. Like, these are stone and carved docks and quays that reach out into the bay. These aren't like wood with these are not like wood with piers or anything like that. These are stone piers going out. You see very pristine trade ships at anchor here and there. There is no rotting fish or anything. In fact, there is no fishing ship in sight. This is where the lifeblood of the city, the trade, comes in. But you also see, as a part, it's not on the map, but there is a breakwater that separates the the interior of this bay from the exterior ocean to an extent that is maybe about 30-40 feet above water, that goes down below water. It's very thick. It's made of like a white marble stone that's been put out there with various different but you can see in the center, probably at one point was maybe a 40 or 50 foot circular span in the center of this breakwater. There used to be a giant star of Palor at one point, but all you see now is the faded remains of the outline of what the star used to be at that point, with one of the arms still attached to like the top point, like it was broken off from the bottom and let fall down into the water. But that's all you see. That is remaining there. No new symbol has been put in place. It's just been left there to bear. But you definitely see the scars of Palorian rule are more prominent here. Like maybe this was the primary base of operations for the Crusaders and the government that was here at one point. Including one very large building that looks to have been some sort of like council house, or not. Council house means something different. Like a place where the city's council or the military rule met at one point. Chamber, yeah. It's got a big dome roof and everything like that. Doesn't look like that's its case anymore. It looks like it is a big warehouse. It is actively used. It looks like there's actually guards on the outside that don't look like guards from the city. They look like company guards, or some sort of like they're hired hands for something, and they're patrolling. It's pretty like they're pretty lax, it looks like today, but you do see things being unloaded from a ship. I mean, like a lot of these buildings have like entrances right on the waterfront to be allowed in, and this is no different. You don't find a actual job board here from what you're going by, but it's very interesting. You can definitely tell this was made after the rest of the city, because the designs are much more northern Rivallon. More squared, more stone brick work instead of kind of made walls with coverings. It's very like Northern European as compared to like an Arabic idea like that was made then. You can definitely tell where the money went if this was made brand new. And you can also see why the rat docks are called that way, because this is much, much nicer than the rat docks. So that's why all the ships come here, and all the locals use that dock. But it is what it is. Not a lot of places to live, it looks like. This is definitely a storage and trade area of the city. Not a lot of places to actually have residence in. As you walk through, you even see a couple of dry docks where ships are being made here and there, like big trade barges being built from definitely imported lumber, because there is not a lot of trees that big here. But it looks like the expense, they've spared no expense when it comes to that.
So is the ship the Elsers? It's one of the trade ships that we were talking about taking to the Grey Wastes in Gorgon, and the ship captain mentioned he was coming to Paramin. Is that ship in dock here?
You do not see it in dock, but then again, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
So it's a lot quicker. So they might have unloaded and gotten a new shipment of something, or who knows. Continue on if you're not sticking. Are you sticking around here? You're just going by. You just keep going through. You're looking for a job board. You're looking for anything you can really find. Okay,
Yep.
so you go from that district back over the Gallows Bridge, and then you're into the Smith's Hearth district, which is the District 3 on the map. Going straight across. You've already been to the rat docks, avoiding that smell.
I'm
For
clean. I'm not going
purely
anywhere
Mog's
near them.
sake. For purely Mog's sake, she'd probably throw up if she smelled it right now with the alcohol in her
Is it
system.
Smith's Hearth or Heath?
Heath, sorry.
Okay.
No, I misread that. But
That's okay.
You go to this section of the city, and this seems to be where like a lot of things are made. There's a lot of smiths, blacksmiths, craftsmen. You can smell the soot and charcoal and coal being burned. And although most seem to be shuttered for right now, there are a couple of what looks to be like industrial-sized ones still in operation. Like turning out like iron bands that look to be for like ship reinforcement stuff. They're bringing in raw materials and they're turning it out in a high quality fashion kind of thing, and they're still working. But a lot of this seems to be fairly shuttered. And again, a lot of places to live. That means there's a lot of people on the streets, children playing, people putting out offerings in front of their front doors. The general tradition of the Feast of Spirits holiday, which actually all of you would know. Feast of Spirits holiday is basically the myth goes that at one point in history the spirits of people who did not finish things in life or were unfulfilled in their lives, the spirits would stay in the mortal realm afterwards, and sometimes they would be pests or detriments or sometimes even harm the living. And at one point a holy man offered a spirit of someone who starved an offering of food, and that fulfilled them, and the spirit rose to the plane that they would go to. And now, after that, the thing goes is if you put the foods or offerings of goods and things that might fulfill an individual in death that they did not have in life, the spirits will rise or will transcend and not bother the living, is the myth. So there's offerings of food, but a lot of things like maybe a couple of silver pieces, like a children's toy, it's just letters, things like that. Just generally whatever people can spare during this holiday. But you, Rivallon, you're looking at out for this. You actually see a magic shop.
Yay!
It's not open.
Boo!
Nope. It's not open. You can see it is. You can see it at the end of a dead-end street, but the doors are closed and there is no lights on. But you can definitely tell by the design of got like a magic wand that's casting a spell, like symbol. It's a magic shop.
Are you sure?
Probably.
I think we should check.
You gotta, if you want to, you can have a mental note of that and you'll know where it is.
I do
for
indeed.
future reference. Okay. So you do that. Other than that, not a lot to say about the Smith's Heath. It does not have much to it. Generally, it's just a place where a lot of merchants or where a lot of craftsmen and blacksmiths congregate. Because it is right on the river, which means things from upriver and from the ocean can get to there and unload large quantities of items without too much trouble. So there is a little mini dock, but it's a very industrial dock. There's not a lot of places for ships to stay. It is where they unload and then go out to the actual docks, kind of thing. Go on to the next. Do you guys want to go through this? Because there's not a lot. You go to the Hidden Road District.
Is there a job board, and do we find it? I think is the main question.
Okay. If you're sticking to the interior of the actual walls of the city, because there's a lot of stuff outside of the walls of the city that is technically a part of it, you do not find a job board. If you ask a guard, is there a job board for like mercenary work or stuff like that, he will say, you don't really do that around here. There's anything that needs to be done is done through personal transactions. If somebody needs protection, they can come to us. And we will take care of it.
I turn to the group, I hiccup, because I'm slightly drunk, and go, I think we should go and find Ustinia back at the pub.
Okay.
All right. You head on your way back up the main road through the gallows and then into the market square, past the burnt Palorian church, to the inn, and you find Ustinia. And by the way, at this point, it's probably getting towards the afternoon. It's getting a little late. You spent a lot of time just walking around, finding a beer that somebody's selling a beer or selling something to drink or something to eat, and just enjoying the holiday. So it's not dark, but it's getting close. Ustinia is nowhere to be found.
Okay.
Oh, we lost the stepbrother.
We lost the barbarian. Oh no.
That's not true. It's not. We lost him. We just don't know where he is.
We've misplaced the
He left
barbarian.
his massive axe in his room.
I'll walk up to the barmaid and be like, "Hey, the guy who was telling the stories about the displacer beast and the dragon. Do you
Standing
know
like
where he
that the
went?"
whole time.
Yep. He's standing like this, but also somehow drinking. You don't know how.
Yay, hi.
Well, no, it's like a Skyrim glitch. He's doing this. He's still drinking, so the cup's just going like the animation, but the body's not following the animation, so the cup's just drinking. Just like if they're eating bread and they don't have bread. It's just like,
Or
like that.
his animation's moving, but the cup is stationary.
Yeah.
Or it's out of sync.
Or it's out of
So
sync,
he,
yeah.
he brings it up, it goes back down, and then the drink goes back up. It goes down. Like, yeah, it's doing that.
Well
She
met,
thinks for a second.
traveler.
Just as a immediately homes in character. The barmaid thinks for a second. No, yeah, he had a bit much after the second or third hour. We brought him up to his room. He's sleeping it off.
He's gonna wake up
He's
tomorrow
just
with
lying
a
on
massive
top of
headache.
No,
Do
he
we
never
know
does,
anything
remember?
for damages?
No. He was pretty jovial. It just he passed out after a period. So it took us a few people, but we got him up to his room. He's put on the bed.
How many
Sounds
drinks
like
did it
yeah.
take?
Well, he had a tab. He'll have to pay in the morning.
Okay.
I'll
how
pay
much
the
is it for a
tab.
beer?
Yeah. How much
for a
is the
beer?
tap? I ask.
He didn't necessarily have well, he had a few ales. Look at the tab. It's 15 gold pieces.
Jesus. Sorry,
did well.
Bahamut.
He missed the pleasures of ale, given the fact that he hasn't had it for how many months?
At least a month and a half.
Yeah.
6 weeks. It's hardly a lot.
I will hand over 15 gold pieces. Be like, I'll cover
I
his
will
tab.
go. And if we thought you had a cocaine issue, Isaac.
It's cocaine.
What I do with
It's this white powdery stuff that only the Palorians have.
No.
Bless me, O Sun Father.
Well, it's better than some religions. I'll give him that.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff, sweet sunshine.
Isaac's
but
face is just plastered in white powder. Just,
I'm fine.
You know what, guys? We should go fuck up the desert. Yeah, let's go. It's covered in grey powder. It might be the same shit. Yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna write a screenplay. I'm gonna write a screenplay. I got an idea.
oh man, we're awful people.
No, we're just the right kind of people.
What about a one-handed wolf on a ladder?
Oh god.
No, that's a callback.
That's a callback. That's a callback. But yeah, no, you arrive. What are you doing? It's been, like I said, you've got maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
I'm gonna
before
order up
nightfall.
some dinner. You know,
I am
so
waiting.
sober up.
Dinner
I'm
is
waiting
a
till
good
nighttime.
idea.
Don't care.
All right. If you're ordering some dinner, there's an actual dinner menu.
Of course.
Are you
it
going
is,
for?
Rich.
Are you? Well, yeah. I have to. I have.
We're gonna
written
re-sober up, you
men-
know.
I have a written menu for every inn that I write down, so that it's consistent. You sons of bitches.
Yeah, Sesh is like, I want something that'll sober me the hell up. So she's looking at the menu for that.
Okay.
And also,
Then there is.
Unfortunately, there's nothing on the menu that says sober me the hell up.
No, it's actually a special that they have on Saturday mornings.
No, there is actually something that they offer. That it's not a sobering thing, but it's something that might sop up some of what you've drank, which is a thick pickled porridge with rye bread, a dry rye bread, and some mild dark ale.
We'll order 2 of them for myself.
Over that last little section we've just had, I've got one of my viewers going, "I'm dying over here," and the other one saying, "Isaac, get your hands off my filthy desert."
You can't stop me!
He goes in for another one. Let's go.
I will snort the entire wasteland, okay?
His hair's all disheveled.
I'm
He's like-
surprised that's not a perk in Fallout. Snort the entire wasteland. Like a drug perk would be amazing. So yeah, you get some food. It's like a couple copper pieces. You don't really have to worry. What are you all doing as you eat and finish dinner? What do you all do?
After I've finished, I'm going to sit in a corner.
It's
with
close
the
to
sending
nighttime.
stone. Yeah, and go to my father, to my dad. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday. I will search for Harry tomorrow. Love to all.
It's not love two, it's love te. Oh.
Tell them you're in Paramin.
Also in Paramin.
Just a thought.
I've also got extra word. I've got enough words to say I'm in Paramin.
Okay. It takes a minute. Your father's deep voice comes through that I can't do because I don't have a deep voice.
Hello.
It's good to hear from you. I hope everything's fine. Keep us apprised. Stay safe. Have a happy festival, or have a happy feast. And we'll hopefully see you soon.
I give the stone to Isaac.
You don't
There's
see
2
him.
charges left.
I do.
Isaac's-
Where'd it go?
Roll for it. I roll
Yeah,
I have
you'd have to.
passive.
Yeah, she has an 18 passive perception.
I
So-
thought that only applies when it's not an active thing, though, right?
I mean, I'll roll for it if you want.
Theoretically, well, theoretically, even if that's the case, then
She's got a
Mog would
very good
also-
chance of having.
Yeah.
like-
Also, Mog would see you with her passive, because it meets that. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Right.
Go ahead and roll.
I don't have advantage because I'm not wearing my shield right now. So there's one thing you got going for you.
Yeah, you still have a +8.
Yeah.
An 18.
Yeah.
You saw me leave.
Do I care?
Do you?
You've been drinking. No.
You're in your second bowl of pickled porridge.
She's just like, huh. Nah.
Rivallon cares.
I went out during like porridge bowl number 1. Like,
I just watch him leave. I don't say anything. I just let him leave and go back to what I was.
I look up
Right.
from sending message going, where's he gone?
He left. Let him have his moment.
He's not okay.
No, but let him have his moment. He needs to deal with this.
Rivallon's in stealth mode, following Isaac, making sure he doesn't do anything stupid.
Roll a perception check to see if you saw him leave, because you would have to.
Okay.
You'd have to do that if you were actually going to. You have to beat a 15. It's not like it's going to be a hard check.
That's a decent enough thing to be. No, never mind. I'll shut up.
No. Oh.
for this party, it's not because you guys are all batshit crazy with your pluses.
Well, actually, I didn't roll exceptionally high for. No, sorry, not everyone rolled exceptionally high. I did.
I get advantage. I'm in dim light, so I have to roll again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did say I'm waiting till nighttime.
Yeah, so roll your second check, and whatever one's higher, you.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
So Isaac
know.
doesn't see Rivallon follow him.
You don't notice a damn thing, Isaac.
Oh, no.
Sesh doesn't see Rivallon leave. That's the main
Yeah,
thing.
Dash doesn't see Rivallon leave either. Actually, no, my perception beat his stealth.
No, that's
My
you
26.
saw Isaac leave.
That's
Yeah, true. That's fair.
Well,
Yeah, that's fair.
actually,
Yeah, so
yep.
she doesn't see Rivallon go after him, but she knows Isaac left.
Yes.
Did Rivallon go to bed?
Maybe. He's an enigmatic one.
You two have just been left alone at dinner again. It's like,
Yeah, the two girls are just left together, and Sesh just like finishes up her bowl of porridge and goes, "I'm gonna go flirt with that cute guy over there," and goes to do that.
You go do that. I've got letters to write. I will see you in the morning.
He's a 6, maybe.
Well, he'll do.
Maybe.
He'll do. Look,
looks of the night.
she's not had any kind of physical contact with somebody in a long time. She's like, I don't care. You're a 6.
Maybe
she'll do.
maybe a 7 at this point. How much sauced you
Bit
are?
of beer goggles. Bit of beer goggles
Yeah.
help. Yeah, he'll do.
Damn, you're a real go-getter. I am Richard.
Actually, is there a woman who is higher rated in my mind? Because I'll take either.
Or both.
Decent looking. It's a decent looking barmaid.
Sure, I'll try.
All right. Yeah. We'll let that go.
Cheeky wink.
Cheeky wink. Yep. Sesh with that cheeky wink.
Okay. So Isaac's left without. So Isaac's going to where he's going for, and Rivallon's following stealthily behind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So where are you going, Isaac? What are you doing?
I'm gonna go to the burnt out church.
Saw
I
that
want
coming.
to- Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, it's and I want to try and make sure that nobody sees me go in, and I want to try and go into the grounds of it.
Okay. It's getting fairly late. I'll say you can try that with a advantage because it's getting dark and it doesn't have any light specifically. There, it's burnt out husk of a building, so it doesn't have anything to illuminate it. So roll another stealth check. See if you can do that.
Oh, that's a 2 and a 1.
Ooh.
Fuck me. Excuse my language, but I rolled a 1 and a 2, and I dropped the 1. So,
With the +1, gives him a 3.
yeah.
He falls over
Oof.
the fence.
Oof. Insert Roblox sound effects. Oof.
How far away does Pass Without Trace work?
Not
He
that
has
far
to- he also has to cast it.
Yeah.
beforehand. Okay.
They rolled a 1 somehow.
Well, that was a 3.
Oh, look at
was a
that.
3, and I was doing it for the general populace, which I don't think would have a plus to any other perception
No.
checks. I
No.
wouldn't think so.
So he sneaks
I
by.
pass? I passed? Essentially.
I guess kind of. Fuck it.
Maybe
yeah,
there's like a drunk who notices you but just goes, "Fuck it, he's fine." He's probably drunk too.
That's
probably
pretty
just
close.
needs- Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you get onto the grounds. It's dark, and you're
I have
not.
dark vision. So.
Yeah, but dark vision gives you a monochromatic view of the world when you have no light, and this is a blackened husk of ground and buildings. I'm gonna say the definition that you have for items is fairly limited. It's pretty bad. So you trip over a couple of stones and
Yeah.
make some noise by dislodging a couple of things. But you
I-
get in.
Rivallon's just standing off to the side going, this is painful.
But you get in to the grounds. The interior is no different than the exterior. It is burned. It is a burned out husk.
So the iconography is all gone, the windows are all gone clearly. But like, is there any of the statues, anything about? I just want to.
No, it's when I say it's a husk of a building, like think chest high walls is about the most like
Oh, okay.
cohesive structure left
You've got cover
in
though.
most of this.
You can regen your health if you crouch
There's
down
gonna
behind
be
them.
there's gonna be a boss fight. There's ammunition here. Why was there a save point? That music has a lot of bass.
It does look very Colosseum-y, doesn't
There's
it?
a lot of ammo around here. I'm very, very
Ammo, health
suspicious.
items all over the place.
All I'm imagining is the bunker fight for the Space Marine video game right before you meet Lieutenant Mira. it's just like, oh, it's a lot of tensions. Just feed into this big arena.
See, I was
Fuck
thinking
ton of
more,
orcs.
What's it called? Is it Tintern Abbey? Is what I was thinking of more, where it's the stone is like a lot of the stone is still there, but there's like no windows, no roof, and everything. But if it's like half walls, I'm definitely crouched behind them. And I kind of just want to sit there, take it all in.
Okay. It is an empty building. Little wind from the water's edge, pouring over the city as a whole, kind of going through the buildings, what's left of the building. A little chilly. That's about it. A lot of soot and black everywhere. But all there is.
And I'm actually gonna get the Star Paler out and just hold it to me while I look around. I'm taking it all in. Just trying to, I guess, kind of just trying to understand it all. Sit there, take it in.
All right. So you spent about an hour there, kind of sitting in the ruins, letting it all kind of wash over you. Nothing happens.
Yep. I'm gonna say a little prayer and then sneakily leave.
Okay. Do a stealth check for me.
Yeah, fair.
Oh, I cast the stealthy thing, knowing he's leaving. I'm gonna cast.
You'd have to be within
stealthy.
60 feet. You have to be
Oh,
within
I'm
60
out.
feet, which means,
Do I still have the advantage or not?
well, if it's Path of the Trace, you get plus 10 on that, just flat.
Yeah.
So it'd be a 15 instead of a 5. But yes, you would get a bonus. You get advantage plus the plus 10 for Path of the
So
Trace.
let's hope it's better than a.
Nope.
So you get a
better.
20.
That's better.
You get a 20. So you leave. You do make noises, but for some reason, unbeknownst to you, the stone that you dislodged from the top of another stone doesn't make any noise when it hits the ground. Oh, maybe that was softer dirt than you thought.
Hold on,
As you-
intelligence check that I'm gonna go.
Rivallon.
I was like,
Just gotta come out of the shadows. Hello.
No, in my mind, it's just like
I know that.
Isaac's just like Gandalf, where he's just like, I have some recollection of this place.
No, it's like that should.
Son of a bitch!
Come on. Okay. Well, that was lucky, wasn't it? That stone landing on that.
is that the moment where I just look up and he's sat on a park bench across the street, just
chilling, just shaking his head, just like, you fucking idiot.
Technically, being stealthy doesn't mean you're not seen. It just means you blend in with the crowd. So that could be how you want to describe it, Rivallon. Is you're just being a nondescript nobody on the side of the street, just like looking.
He gets the
in.
intelligence check, so he obviously starts looking around, and that's the only thing that allows him to see me sitting on the park bench looking at him.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Though oddly enough, because it is somewhat dim light, like parts of him just don't exist to your eyes for a second. Like,
Just kind of shaking his
It's
head.
just like the corner of a face. It's like really dark.
yeah.
It's
I don't know
crazy.
why, but all I can imagine in my head is just like, it's just like poorly loaded in textures. It's like parts that just don't exist.
Well, no, that to me that just means he's a low poly model, so he's just all triangles
Or
and
he's bright
diamonds.
pink. It's
Yeah.
bright pink because like the
Or
skin
checker
layer hasn't
pattern
loaded.
with paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything. But no, you see a figure.
Big red
and-
flashing error.
Yeah. You see, yeah, it's not just an error; it is the word error that's moving.
Yeah,
around.
that's
Yeah. Like
No, that's
Gary's
Justinian
mod up
right
in
now.
here. Yeah, Gary's mod.
It's an arrow.
But no, you.
all obsession for me has been Kleiner. In
Yeah. You see, but you with the intelligence check and everything, and he's not particularly trying to be that stealthy at this point. I'll say, you're just sitting around. You're being nondescript. Yeah, there's Rivallon across the
I'll
street.
walk over to him.
Find you what we're looking for?
Yeah, a little bit. It's an odd part of history.
History doesn't really
Imagine-
matter that much to me. The
No,
future
but
does.
imagine coming to a place where you know you're not necessarily the good guy, and then seeing what it left.
Isaac, you're talking to me. Everywhere I go, I'm not necessarily the good guy. I enjoy killing stuff.
It's true, but I do a lot of things in the name of my faith, and a lot of people back then did a lot of things in the name of their faith.
They don't hold themselves
And-
at the same level you do.
They did, but they were misguided, and it's oddly refreshing to see this all, to get the other perspective on it all. But yes,
Next time you
to
want
answer
to get
your
perspective, maybe you tell me before you do.
I didn't want to bother you, but thank you.
You will, because, dear God, you going in there was horrendous.
You thought you
Man,
got
like-
right.
Like you fucked up so badly. You were awful, man.
I
Literally,
have
the
to
only
admit,
reason that you did well was because of other people's incompetence.
Everybody else is like everybody else on the street is drinking. That's the only reason you
And
didn't.
everybody-
Literally, the only reason you managed to
My
get in
life
there
is
without
done.
setting off an alarm was because everyone around here is pissed.
They're just walking around carrying kebabs. Like, oh.
I mean,
I chose
the
my
only
time.
people I've seen more drunk than this lot is Ustinia when you got that kebab.
As you say that, everybody walking past is all of a sudden carrying a
I know.
kebab.
I just imagine who's sitting there walking past with the kebab at that point. Like,
We thought he was in what? No, he doesn't walk past. He floats past. With a kebab
I
here.
was gonna say, oh my god, he drank so much beer, he underwent mitosis. It's just another one.
I like the idea that he just no clips through the ruins past us.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fucking creepy. Him just coming towards you through a wall, just slowly, just, like walking pace, without actually moving, just going. Like, because if it's a no clip like the error model, that means the expression is big, so the eyes have full view, and it's just a neutral face with it.
Just very slowly, just.
Yeah.
And Roach just got an idea for his next creature.
Yep.
Oh, like I haven't already.
The no clip.
The no clip.
Though I will say, out of nowhere, because she rolled a natural 16 plus 3, which is better than all of your perception scores up to this point. Out of nowhere, Sala's there, just kind of waving.
In the
like
pub or outside?
right next to both Isaac and Rivallon. Just
Oh shit.
Hi.
she
Hi,
and
future wife.
she opens up like a small book, like it's like palm-sized book, and she Lao.
Hello.
Is she gonna comment to her language primer?
It looks like it is a Draconic to English or Draconic to Common like phrase book. She
I
knows
reply-
some Draconic.
I reply hello in Draconic.
She's trying her best. She knows some
She is
Draconic, so she's
adorable.
translating some of her Draconic into Common.
She's trying, okay?
She has a basic understanding of Draconic though, so it's like you have a German to Japanese phrase book, and you know a little bit of German. So it's
It's not the best, but she's trying.
Guten Tag to Konnichiwa.
yeah. So it's like yeah.
Buongiorno.
Also, oversight. She is you can see a little bit red in the face, definitely a little sway in there. She's had some.
Did she change her
Since-
boots?
She has some, and like she's got a tied bit of string with her uniform boots, and some fairly nice looking, like brown, nondescript, just high boot, like mid calf boot, not riding boots, but etc.
Rivallon's
Nice,
like, I'm
comfortable
into
ones.
those. Those are my style.
She's still wearing her pristine military uniform under the cloak.
Rivallon gets up, walks up to her and goes, "Good job. Will you marry me?"
In Draconic or in common?
No, just in common.
That's a 2.
Yes.
Isaac takes off the bloodstone ring on his finger and hands it to
Yeah, thank you.
Rivallon.
And she just goes. And then she
Holding up
just starts
Isaac's bloodstone
honor.
ring now.
Yeah. You assume you assume that there's a similar cultural basis of that,
That is an assumption.
and just starts walking back towards the inn.
Damn
I
it!
snatch my. I take my
One
ring back
day
and put it
she will crack.
Or you will.
Hasn't
Already
Rivallon
have.
already cracked? Yeah. I assumed he already did. A long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
But about 100 or maybe 150 so years ago.
Yeah,
Probably.
roughly
Maybe a bit
speaking, about
longer.
136.
Yeah, give or take.
Right, we should go back.
Yeah, and next
Alrighty
time
then.
you want a bit of enlightenment or perspective, what are you going to do, Isaac?
Tell you.
Thank you.
He sounds like a small child that's been told
quieter.
to do it.
Alright.
You know?
Oh yeah.
It's like next time you break the jokes, what are you gonna tell me? What are you gonna do? You're gonna tell you.
Kicks the
Ken.
ground a little bit.
Learn the spell invisibility.
How's Sedge getting on
Learn
with
to spell.
barmaid?
Unfortunately, the barmaid is not gay or bi, and therefore is going, get off.
I mean, if that was a thing, she would have just went, okay, cool, and then went over to the guy.
I don't know. Give me a general. Give me a general charisma check.
All right.
Persuasion.
No, that's pretty mediocre.
and that's when we find out the guy is gay, and it's going, sorry, not my type.
And that's when I'm like, here, there's this guy I know who's like sort of straight, but kind of could be gay. I'm talking about
Let's ju-
Rivallon.
Let's just say Mog. Like, yeah, you look up and she like, Sesh has been kind of working on her for probably like an hour, and then one time you look down and you look back up and you don't see either of them, and that's the last you see of Sesh for the night.
Good
I feel like
girl.
I should pour myself another drink, but I won't because I have one. But, you know, I will toast you with this bottle of water.
Sesh is sitting at a table. Mog is sitting at a table with paper, parchment and pens, and is just writing it when the boys come back in.
Yeah, Salo comes back a little bit before them, and she just gives a hi and says hello again. Better than she said to Isaac or Rivallon, but it's still, she's working on it. And little thumbs up, and she heads up to the to her
This way,
way.
just
Mog
Yeah. Oh,
smiles
yeah.
and nods at her.
She's not drunk, but she's definitely
She's
not
merry.
sober. Yeah,
Merry,
She's merry, yeah.
tipsy, on that level.
yeah. But she heads up to her room and closes her door. By the way, this whole time, again, had that saddlebag arrangement on her shoulder. Every time you've seen her. But yeah, the boys come back. The boys are back in town.
And Rivallon's just like, ale!
Thank you, Midge.
Well, Sasha's got lucky, and here's a sending stone. I'm going to bed.
I will take this to my room.
Rivallon
both
does
in
the
bed
same
by
thing with that
11
stick
o'clock.
from earlier.
Seeing as it's 1 in the morning, Rivallon,
That's it. You're both in trouble tomorrow morning.
It's not
Rivallon
that
is-
late.
Rivallon.
It's getting to be like it's like 2 hours before midnight.
Oh, this is going to be a
At this
fun
point.
time for Sesh. That's all I'm going to say.
It's way before her bedtime, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to send a message to...
Brother, what's his name?
Yeah,
Brother
Brother Monk Boy from my
Richter.
monastery.
It was German. I knew it was German.
Yeah,
Gunther.
he might be Teutonian. you
Yes,
never
the
know.
boys are back.
In town.
Again. Okay, I'm gonna tell Richter, have arrived in Paramin. I have more information on Zagul.
That sound you hear, folks, is Midge checking his notes.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to go to... Because I had to turn all the way back for Richter notes, and then I can't remember what I was last telling him, so I need to update him. A civilization from...
South.
What's the
Orland.
dragon? Orland. Refer to her as the All Mother.
Got 4 left.
3 left. No, 4 left. It's 25.
4
isn't it?
left. Yeah.
Don't know why I was thinking it's 24. Hopefully, I'll visit soon.
Isaac. Stay safe where you are. Interesting new information. Limited success on my front. Odd behavior by the head. Oh, what would the name of the head priest?
So, like,
Or
the Pope.
of that monastery, or just
Yes. Of that monastery.
it'd be
Equivalent of a bishop? Would it be? Might be.
not of might be. Hold on. I'm gonna quickly check my notes on my monastery, see if it was a cardinal or not. No, he's not. A monastery.
Well, it'd be like head monk.
It's
of the
abbot.
monastery.
It'd be an abbot.
Oh, yeah.
Odd behavior by head abbot lately when this subject was brushed.
Interesting.
That's what you got from there.
Mm.
Doesn't sign anything else.
Cool.
Cuckoo.
Cool.
Do we call it there?
Yeah, I think so. With 5 minutes left to go, is
Yeah,
is
I
anyone
think
got
so.
anything else they need to do?
I think you all head to bed. The night of the Festival of Spirits, or the Feast of Spirits. I'm doing it too now, you bastard. I made the holiday. Feast of Spirits. After having a fairly nice night. And we'll get to the next. Oh, we'll see what happens next. In the next episode. When you guys all wake up on your first actual full day. Full day in Paramin. And what you're going to be doing here for possibly 2 weeks.
Yeah. So join us next week, same time, same day. Hopefully, unless anything goes awry. Sorry about the last 2 weeks. Unfortunately, all sorts has been happening. as you can expect with the world as it is right now, everything's going to be up in the air.
Stay
So if you want-
safe.
Yes, God, stay safe. Also, make sure
Stay
that
indoors.
wash your
Social
hands.
distance.
you follow Rival me on
T-pose on everybody.
Twitter and Discord
I'm
because we'll
streaming
always
6
update
days a
people on
week,
there.
so I know
Yeah.
you're streaming every day as
Yeah,
well.
we'll
isn't it?
update.
Oh yeah. With that
Yeah.
too, yeah. Just like stay safe, stay active. Make sure you get exercise, even if you don't leave your house.
Bench press your goddamn computer if you have to.
Milk jugs. Empty milk
Although-
jugs. Fill the water. You can adjust the weight. You can get at least some weights out of there. You can run in place. You can pace.
If you're a
anything.
weakling like me, tin cans are also good, where you just need that little bit of weight.
Reps are
running
good.
down
Just
the
reps.
stairs,
Yeah.
stair climbs, stuff like that. Just
I would use
stay
Midge
safe,
as a
stay
barbell.
healthy. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All
Follow the rules and
Follow-
regulations being put out by your nation's
government, yeah.
Centers for Disease Control or government. Just stay safe. We'll all get through this eventually. And,
Vikings of War 3rd Edition. Do it now.
or not, since most of those companies are shuttered right now, and you can't really get a lot of those stock. But
yeah, we'll be back next
Yeah.
week as always.
Pre-order
Thank
it. Do
you,
it now.
Coach, for writing this campaign, and also thank you to Shirley Mikey, Red Moogle, Rival Zone Gaming, myself. We'll be back next week.
and Utari, who wasn't here this week.
Oh, and Utari, yeah.
He was T-posing the whole time.
Yeah, it's been great. Bye bye now, folks.
Hi.